Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there's no shame to his game because he's always the same.
That's me.
And with us here also, always a special reoccurring guest. I'd say almost maybe he's worked himself back into a spot where he's an everydayer on our show, the magnificent Son X. How are you doing today?
How's it going? Doing well. How about y'all?
Oh, man.
He's one of the X-Men. Which one would you be? X.
Which one would I be?
Yeah, one of the X-Men. Which one would you be?
I would say I'm probably a hybrid of like Charles Xavier with intelligence, Wolverine with regenerative ability, and then Cyclops, so I can just like laser beam everyone. I'm a combination of all of them.
I thought you were going to be Phoenix.
Phoenix is pretty good.
I couldn't tell you anything. I don't watch those type of movies, so I'll go with it to you. But if you're new to this channel, welcome. This is a twice a week all sports podcast that happens every single Thursday at near around 9 p.m. and every Sunday near 8 p.m. So if you're new to the channel, we invite you to do a few things. I encourage you. I suggest that you do a few things. I suggest that you subscribe on YouTube and you like the video if you enjoy the content. You know, you can also like on Facebook and Twitter. We also have a Facebook and Twitter page. So, you know, if you leave a thumbs up, apparently that helps the algorithm. And when you subscribe, it makes sure that you don't miss out on any of the fun episodes when we talk anything and everything sports. I mean, you know, we're starting to enter this time period where we're in the I'd say kind of the
dog days.
Slower parts. The dog days is some of the slower parts of, you know, the slower parts of everything and everything sports. So, you know, we're in a time period where there is no NFL action. You know, the NHL has kicked off their free agency, which we'll be talking about today. NBA kicked off their free agency a little while ago, but we'll be talking about NBA free agency. We'll be talking about the MLB. We'll be talking about that. And the All-Star game is right around the corner. We'll be talking about the MLB. We'll be talking about some spectacular performances by certain players, unicorn-esque type seasons we'll be talking about. You know, so today, I don't know. I guess it's more of a laid-back environment there. You know, it's less specific sports to talk about.
X, can I just say something? X, do you understand? The tyrant has just told you that it's going to be a laid-back episode, and if you don't think it's going to be, he's going to kick your butt right off the planet, X.
That's it. That's it. Let's just hope we have both eyes on both sets of there, both from Grumpy and X. We can have
he said both sets of the TVs. I heard him. That's why he said sets. Don't worry.
Paying attention to us. Both sets of eyes paying attention to us. That's for certain. Got a comment here. We'll start off. We'll get current with comments. JP said, "Good evening, fellas. Thank you for allowing me to get my inner Beaky the Buzzard, Lou Lamoriello, out of my system last night. I hope all is well." Thanks so much for chiming in, man. We had a fun time doing the call-in show. We always do have a fun time with the call-in shows and talking with everybody, man. Lou Lamoriello. What else can we say? Goon says, "Was last night the first time that not a single stinking comment was read / enjoyed on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast?"
Hold on. There were comments that were read.
Grumpy read them.
And they were thoroughly enjoyed by me.
I was about to say, we stopped like mid show, and I said, okay, I guess we're just going to do a call-in show. And I'm like, well, if you want to have your voice heard, call in. You know, it was just the amount of comments that were going to go through. It would take us until like 3 a.m. to get through everything. So good. We heard you call in. Yeah. And Drew said here, just for the call in show. Hold on, Grumpy. Can you count how many stars that is? That looks 6. Like more than 5.
That's 6 stars.
6 stars. And oh, hey, Grumpy, Sandy pitched like trash again. Sandy Alcantara. Now he's just struggled this year. I mean, what do you think the struggles or the reason for the struggles are?
For me, I don't think that he's getting the break on his breaking pitches. It's the issues with his breaking pitch has been a problem this year for whatever reason. But sometimes he's good. It's like every other pitcher this year. Sometimes they look good, sometimes not so good, up and down. He's not consistent like he's been in the last season and a half.
I mean, last year
he was really good.
He won the
last year. Last year he won Cy Young, and the second half of the previous year he was really good.
I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like for the last couple of years, it hasn't been like it's been the same back in the day where I feel pitchers aren't as consistent as they used to be.
I think they're still adjusting from the snail's pace of the game. So maybe it's a little bit more trying on them. You know how pitches are, X. They're like little bitches, right? You use the pitch.
Yeah.
So You know how that goes. So, the whole thing is they get into a routine. They're used to taking 40 seconds in between pitches or 25, 30 seconds. I mean, you hear Scherzer complain about it all the time, right? And, it's just tough. It's just tough to get out of that thing. I don't know if it's causing him a problem per se, but a lot of his regular stuff is good. Like his velocity is good. It's just he'll have an inning where he gets hit. It's not like consistent. He's had a rough year though. He has.
Yeah.
All pitchers have, and I tell you, the Mets have been bad. Just bad. I mean, like that's the only way to describe it. It's just underwhelming this season. Both guys they brought in, they thought were going to do well. Verlander and having Scherzer back just haven't foot the bill. I mean, it's as simple as it is.
And I think Stephen Cohen came out. He did a little. It's nice to hear the owner come out and actually talk to the fans.
Wow, isn't that crazy when you hear ownership actually come out and address some of the feelings that fans have? It'd be cool if other franchises and organizations took that approach.
And they were asking about trades, and maybe they'll move Scherzer or they'll move Verlander. I mean, good luck moving those guys. I mean, only a true contender, because they've not been great this year either. They're in their upper 30s, 40s. And, they still have big money contracts. So how much you think they get back for somebody? I mean,
nothing.
Historically, you get quite a bit for guys like that. But now I think it's virtually nothing.
Not with the way that they're pitching. That's the issue. I mean,
and the money they make.
Well, it's different. The thing is, like, if they're playing well, sometimes teams overlook that and they kind of foolishly just pay attention to what exact the now results are. And, when you get to a spot to where they're not playing well now, well, hell, that really, really, really large contract looks even more unpalatable. So, that's about all I've got to say on that. Mets has just been disappointing all the way across the board.
He also mentioned that he was, that he likes the job that Buck has done as the manager and what the GM has done. I am of a different frame of mind. I think the GM has been terrible. But I think Buck, I mean, I don't know what he can do. It just, again, it's so obvious what their holes are. Alonso is not as good as he's been in previous years. He's hitting like 200.
He's been battling injury all year.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're expecting from him.
Maybe it's because he's not used to the warm weather, being a polar bear and all.
That's it, Grumpy. Gungun says, Engvall will be good. Trust me, Grumpy. Trust me. Also, who else can the Islanders target? Or is Lou out of poison arrows?
Okay. Engvall he's just a ham and egger, a jag. He is what he's a good skater. That's it. Not worth a 7-year contract. Sorry, just don't give guys like that 7-year deals. Who else can the Islanders target? No one, because they have no money, because they re-signed all their guys. They decided to sign a 35-year-old goalie back to, for $2.75 million to play 80 games over 4 years. So
does he have no trade value? Is that why they couldn't get rid of him?
No, he had trade value. They didn't trade him at the deadline. He had a no trade clause or a modified no trade clause. And the really bad thing about that contract was, and we talked about it yesterday, he's 35 years old when that kicks in. So even if he retires, you're still on the hook in the cap hit for that money against. The only thing that could save you is if he gets put on LTIR. That's it.
Or if he dies.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was a 4-year contract, right?
Yeah, 4 years. 4 years by 2.75, right, Grump?
Per 4, right? So it's like 11 million over 4 years for a backup. He's freaking backup.
And even if he determines to retire, he still counts against our cap hit due to his age. Like that's where the issue comes. Well, they couldn't have moved him. He was a free agent. They should have moved him at the deadline. They didn't do that. And what they should have done this offseason was let him walk or say, this is the amount that we're going to sign you for. If not, we will find somebody else.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
I did like this.
Hey, Lou Lamoriello, I'm going to walk all over you.
There it is.
I did like the signing of Sorokin, though, for 8 years.
That was the only deal that I thought
was good,
made sense. The other ones, Scott Mayfield, $3.5 million, which is the money's okay. 7 years. He's 30 years old now. He's going to be 37 when his contract's up. Pierre Engvall, 7 years for a bottom six player. I'm sorry. You look at you just saw a shift in how teams did business this season because of the salary cap. They weren't signing guys to long-term deals, 1 year deals, short money. I mean, Blake Wheeler, guy tell me if Blake Wheeler doesn't sign with the Islanders, tell me he's not probably a top line player for us. He's probably a top line player for the New York Islanders. And he goes to the Rangers for $800,000 for 1 year.
That's we had talked. I mean, like, it's
still angry. Thanks for bringing it up, X. Thanks a lot.
I know.
He's the guy who's a top 6 talent they got for vet minimum. And you're looking at the Islanders feel the need to go ahead and bring Engvall in and, offering what they offered him. It just, for me, it doesn't make much sense. And, you look at Stefan Rosner came out with a tweet and he said, those people who are thinking that he's a bottom 6 guy, they're crazy. I'm like, fuck. Engvall.
Pierre Engvall?
Yes.
He is a bottom 6 guy.
Exactly.
He's not a bottom 6 guy on a shitty team. That's what we are. But on a good team, he's a bottom 6 guy.
Oh, look at his performance he had with Brock Nelson and this guy and that guy.
Half a point a game. Half a point a game is what he averaged scoring. I mean, honestly, what's the most you can expect out of Pierre Engvall? And here's the thing. The money isn't bad. $3 million. It's the term. What, 45, 50 points a year, right?
I say 40 to 45 points a year.
Okay.
It's like nothing to write home about. Let me put it to you that way. It's nothing to write home about.
The money wasn't bad, but here's the thing. Not for 7 years.
Yeah, it's like they freed up all that cap space to just re-sign.
Just all their own guys back for a team that wasn't good enough last year.
Exactly. They need new players. They need to change the team up.
Yeah.
It's been like that. It's been the need to do that forever, but we never do. Drew says here, TJ, next Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I'm not sure if you have any guest on. I had memes for it. Yes, we do. Tom from the Belmont Bunch is going to be coming on this Wednesday. And then next Saturday, I don't know. We're up in the air. We might do a podcast Saturday, might not. Just depends.
How are we doing a podcast Saturday?
Your ass is still going to be here, Grumpy. What do you think? You're on vacation or something? We're putting your ass to work, Grumpy, when you come here.
Hard work.
Yeah, we're putting you to work, Grumpy. Here's the thing. What are you going to do? You're going to do no episode on a Saturday, Wednesday, and then Saturday after? You're going to do three episodes, no Islanders Never Say Die podcast? Is that what you're thinking, Grumpy?
Grumpy needs a new intro for when he gets brought on. He needs the Home Depot soundtrack. The hard work.
I don't know.
Taking care of business is the name of the song.
We'll talk.
No, that's not the name of the song. The Home Depot sound that they have, the little music they have on their commercials.
Yeah, I'm aware of what you're talking about, X.
Grumpy's not.
Grumpy doesn't do any home improvement. But Grump, we're going to have to talk about it after the show. Andrew L said, let's say they miss out on the Brinkat.
Okay, let's say they miss out on the Brinkat. Go ahead. So after we don't get the Brinkat, which
could you see Lou pivoting to something that the Jets have to offer, like maybe Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers, or Mark Scheifele?
They have nothing that anyone wants.
Yes.
It's just that plain and simple. They have nothing anyone wants.
Not even money.
They don't even have a pot to piss in. They have nothing that anyone around the league. Guess what? A minor league team could give a better package for one of those players than the New York Islanders. They're all signed to ridiculous long contracts. We have nobody in the farm system that anyone wants. Nobody on a roster except for Sorokin. But now, who's going to take on somebody who just has an 8-year contract? Pierre Engvall, Scott Mayfield, no chance they're getting moved. Why? Because they're in a contract for 7 freaking years. Lou Lamoriello has a better chance of being dead than they have of getting traded to another team. 7 years, that old man could be dead. He could.
He'd
be 88 years old.
Sure,
by
he
the end of
could
that
be, but I'm not counting on anything.
Here we go. Odds. Do we think that Lou makes it to the end of their contract?
Yes, I think he's going to live to be about 100.
He could. I mean, he's got. It looks like he's got longevity on his side.
Now he has lost weight in the last year. He's lost quite a bit of weight. Usually that's a death knell, But I mean, I think that he keeps himself in good shape. Maybe he just got in better shape. I don't think so. But I mean, you know how it happens when you get really old. You start getting really thin in the face and just you know what I'm talking about, X. Yep. And that's where Lou Lamoriello kind of looked last year. I noticed it, very very noticeable. But I don't, like I said, I think he's going to live to probably be about 100. He looks like one of those guys.
Told.
Got good genes.
He does look like he's going to live forever. He's made a deal with the devil to sink the Islanders franchise, and for that,
keep himself alive.
He's promised at least 100 years of life. So
yeah. I will tear this. I will tear this team down to the studs, step by step. Here's the thing. I hear Anders Lee is up for a contract extension.
No,
3 or 4 years. That one's in the works.
You think he'll get 15 years?
No, he can't do that.
No,
the max they give is 8. But I don't see us, in all seriousness. There's nothing else that we're going to do this offseason. Our offseason moves have been completed. Our offseason was giving up a future draft pick to get rid of Josh Bailey, then to proceed to sign back every one of our existing players who are already under contract and give them 7-year contracts. Exactly. We just did our offseason. Our offseason was, hold on, go. Yeah! There you go, Grumpy. Yeah, there it is. Our offseason move was just simply to run back the same roster.
Run it back.
Check it out, X. When I'm going to visit TJ, I'm going to put new sounds on that freaking board. I'm going to label them because it's an embarrassment that he's had this board for 3 years and he only knows one button.
I know a lot of these buttons, Grumpy. Here's one. Oh, no. This is trouble because I don't actually. This one doesn't turn off on this one. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
That's like your bumper music. That's a bumper music.
There you go. There it is. I just turned this one on. There you go, Grumpy. You can have this run in the background. I have a lot of these sounds.
There's nothing playing. There's nothing playing.
You can't hear that?
It's still going?
Yeah, and because it doesn't. There's certain buttons on this board.
Hit another button.
Allow me to hit down. It doesn't eliminate the sound that plays. It just plays over top of the already existing. So yeah, Grumpy. Anyway,
nice job, Mitchell.
Goon, Grumpy.
Was the Mets season torpedoed when Timmy Trumpet snapped his femur while jumping for joy in that worthless baseball classic doo-doo? Hopefully, the players do not participate in that garbage anymore. They like playing in that tournament.
We got a whole bunch of people got so upset with us because we were saying, why the hell are players competing in this meaningless tournament?
I heard he was actually a fan. He wants it actually played twice a year. Twice a season he wants it going on.
Anything that can result in more injuries for consistent MLB players, I'll be happy. The same thing, hold on, it's been Altuve who's been out pretty much all year for the broken wrist, the broken hand that he experienced in that
broken thumb.
And
he's back. He's back.
And he just come back?
He's been back for a while now.
Okay, how much of the season did he miss? Months, right?
A couple of months.
Okay, I'm just saying.
More fantasy managers kept him on the injured list. So when he comes back, he's ready to go.
I'm gonna say, Goon, even with Edwin Diaz healthy, the Mets had no shot this year. Absolutely not. The offseason was underwhelming again. They still have yet to address the actual problems of the team. And what's going to result in is hopefully an abridged and expedited rebuild. A quick rebuild is what I'm hoping for. That's what the Mets need to. Islanders, Mets. I get lost because both teams are in need of the same thing. They need batting, they need hitting, they need goal scoring for the Islanders, and both of them need to get younger and they need to start incorporating the youth.
I think Steve Cohen should buy every single New York team.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine if he bought the Islanders. I would.
Let him buy the Jets. Let him buy these teams.
Is it okay?
He's not afraid to invest some money in a team.
Did you ever think you're going to see a time period to where you'd say that the Jets were going to be better or had a chance to be having a better season than both the Yankees and the Mets? Did you ever think you were going to see a time period like that, Grumpy?
Maybe the Mets, but not the Yankees.
I'm just saying both, right? Because basically, the Jets are going to have the ability to have a better season of both the Mets and Yankees. Who would have ever thought that was going to be the case?
I think the Jets have a chance to win more games than the Mets this year.
God,
the Mets need to be in sell mode. But that's what happens when you bring on a whole bunch of crazy bloated contracts.
TJ, you just want the greatest baseball player of all time on your team. That's all.
Babe Ruth, he's not coming out of the grave to play for the Mets. I'll tell you that much.
Did you see that Shohei Ohtani, Grumpy? Did you see he hit a few more homers for you?
He hit one, I think, 493 feet.
Yep.
Was that the longest home run hit?
Maybe this year.
History. Don't let Grumpy fool you.
No, it's not the longest.
Well, here's another one. This was 2 hours ago, Grumpy. So this is today.
This one's fresh.
Where's a long fly ball? That one might be.
Hold on. Can we talk about this really quickly?
Go.
Look how fucking empty the stands are.
That's why Anaheim. I mean, think about it. I realize Trout's not as good as he used to be, but you have, if not the marquee player in the game, the second biggest marquee player in the game, right? Him and Aaron Judge are the two guys.
You have had on almost. Good. I'll let you finish your statement, Grump.
You have one of the top marquee players in the game. I mean, think about it: pitching and hitting. I mean, he does everything. And you can't even sell out when he's playing. I mean, it is
a Sunday afternoon, but I will say this.
Well, family should be going. What do they charge for tickets there? Look it up, X.
I don't know. I could pull it up in a second. But X, get on it. Hit the sitch, X. But I'll take it one step further. Almost for a decade, they've had the marquee player. Trout was the marquee guy for at least 5 to 7 years. And now it's been Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's been the marquee guy. And now I don't even think it's close. If Judge was healthy, sure, I'd say there was a comp. But him being hurt, Shohei Ohtani is the marquee guy right now in the league. It's not even close.
Agreed.
I mean,
it's why. I mean, I don't know how Anaheim expects to keep him. I really don't. I mean, they're just a loser franchise. It's just what they are.
I mean, you can get tickets in the bleeds for like $10.
Can't even get people to go to a game for $10. And you're talking about California. $10 for a ticket in California. It costs you more to park than it does probably to get admission into the game.
Let's see. Were those seats we were probably looking at? What was that? Section 2, probably 287.
That's why X is good. He can whip up this information a snap. TJ still be bumbling all over it.
I mean, yeah, you could get tickets really close. You could get tickets down the first base line for like $19 a piece. Well, you're not. So I mean, you're in the outfield, but it's first base side in the outfield for $19.
Again, it costs more probably to park there. $19 in California. Come on. Seriously, you can't fill the stadium. You can't fill the stands. Not even close. The team has a winning record. They're not the greatest team thing since sliced, but they have a winning record though. They're trying to compete for a postseason spot, maybe a wild card spot, right? They're a few games behind, like 2 games back on the Astros. They're 6 games back on the Rangers, but they're trying to compete maybe for a wild card spot. And here they are. They can't get anybody to show up.
Yeah. Sunday afternoon, that stadium should be filled.
You are dealing with, again, one of the greatest seasons in the history of baseball with Shohei Ohtani. And you figure that alone would be worth admission based off of how hot he's been. But
fly ball. That one might be longer than the other.
It wasn't.
it was
Number
not.
31 for Shohei Ohtani.
He's having a great year, though.
Exit velocity for
This is one of the best seasons I think I've ever seen.
Territory in the 02 World Series.
Okay. No, not true.
Okay, here's the thing. He's the second person in the history of baseball to have 30 homers and at least 10 stolen bases before July. Him and Sammy Sosa are the only 2 people to ever do that.
Okay. Again, Barry Bonds had seasons. And you got to remember, they wouldn't even pitch to Barry Bonds.
He'd
walk 200 times in a year.
I understand.
He pitch to him.
Eric Gagne would pitch to him.
And that was when Eric Gagne lost his job.
Eric Gagne used to be the guy.
You heard about what happened before they had their meeting when he was the Cy Young winner and Barry Bonds won. Did he win Triple Crown?
I don't know. I don't think he ever won Triple Crown.
Okay, well he was the home run leader obviously in the league. They had a meeting before the game and they knew they were going to match up, and he said, "I'll throw one breaking ball to you the entire at bat. Everything else is going to be straight heaters." That's all he did the whole at bat. He threw him one breaking ball and got him, and then he threw straight heaters, and Barry Bonds just hit a freaking nuke off of him. That was wild.
Barry, all kidding aside, all right, Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't get.
Yeah, so should A-Rod, so should Clements, but they don't. So should Kurt Schilling. The list goes on. It's the writers are sanctimonious pricks. That's the best way to put it.
Very good.
You want to know one thing that's crazy though? That at bat, nobody was sitting down. Not a single player or a fan was sitting down during that at bat. You just don't see that now.
Yeah, it's like Judge last year, right? Judge was the same thing last year.
Shohei Ohtani this year. He's tied for the league in triples. He's tied for the league in RBIs. He's only one of two people with an OPS above 1,000. I assume Ariza is the only person ahead of him, and he's the only player in the MLB with 30+ home runs.
I don't think it's Ariza
with a higher OPS than him.
Yeah, he doesn't. Everything's a single with that guy.
It's not. He's hit for I think a cycle twice this year, so it's not.
Okay. It's on base plus slugging. He doesn't have good slugging numbers.
I'll pull it up for you, Grumpy. Don't worry. I'm telling you.
It doesn't matter. That's really good. Okay? We're just going to say that. Really good. He's had a great first half of the season. Let's see how it is in the second half. Let's see.
Okay, his OPS is only 918.
Whose?
Luis Ariza.
Yeah, I told you. Because he's not a slugger. He's a punch and Judy hitter. Slapping the ball left, slapping. I mean, hey, you need guys like to get on base.
I didn't know he led the MLB in average last year too, hitting 316 for Minnesota.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's leading the average. He's leading the MLB this year, and only 26 years old.
Yeah,
hard to believe.
He's single. He's a singles guy.
Gets on base, man. That money ball.
Here's the thing. He reminds me a little bit of Rod Carew back in the day, who also played for Minnesota and the Angels. Just a guy, a slap hitter, always getting on base, slapping the ball, putting it in play. He would have been perfect for playing back in the 70s. Today, I think they look at him like, he doesn't hit home runs. He doesn't walk a lot, doesn't strike out a lot. He's not our type of guy. He's not an analytics guy.
They look at him like a pest. I feel like other teams like, he's just going ahead and single. But I'm like, that's what the game is. Now, I want to show you this. And I want your take on it. Now, I'll let you watch it and we'll talk about it here in this clip. I'm not going to give any context beforehand because I just want your honest opinion. I don't want to sway you either way.
I'll go first, Grum.
This 1-2 is popped up behind second base and playable for Vargas. They're going to test him coming home. Save! Bobby Witt Jr. with wings on his feet.
Okay. I'll let you watch it again without the volume in it. But, X, what are your initial thoughts when you see this?
How the hell are you not throwing him out at home? I mean, I guess I could see. First off, he played the fly ball like shit.
Let the center fielder take that, too, because he could step and run into the throw.
He played the fly ball like shit because he's still going back and then has to reset his feet. I agree. Let the center fielder get the ball. He's coming in on the ball. He's going to line himself right up for a throw. And he even hesitates at third.
Yeah.
He hesitates at third. How the hell do you not throw him out at home?
Okay. Bobby Witt is like one of the top two. I'm just going to say the De La Cruz kids may be faster. Other than that, he's the fastest guy in the league.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt. But the hesitation, to me, the outfielder didn't break hard enough on the ball.
Yep.
He was just kind of loafing in. If you even, let's say, he can't let the outfielder's never going to get there on that. Never. He's just kind of floating in there, Ottoman.
He could have got that ball. He could have got that ball.
I don't think he would have thrown him out. It's good base running. Good base running, good slide. But the bigger thing is, why is Urias wear those silly glasses? Who would wear silly little glasses like that playing baseball? Who would wear those type of glasses when they're playing baseball?
What kind of glasses?
Urias, the pitcher.
Those rec specs.
Oh, you're wearing the
rec specs. Woo!
He's got to put the little duct tape in the middle right there.
He's got it.
X used to sport around the rec specs.
Yes, he did.
Goggles. That's right.
The goggles.
See, his aren't as good as mine though. His are actual glasses. Mine had the black elastic band on the background so they wouldn't fall off my head.
And X had big ears, like boop, 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 like picking up radio signals with that stuff.
Trust me, he's got the same thing if you can't see on the back of the neck too. But like, I'll tell you this much. I'm just shocked by from where this throw took place. You're right. It's a shitty job by fielding it.
It's because he's going back.
I don't know. Again, like the center fielder, I want to say, like from this, what do you think?
He absolutely
5 foot. He's 5 feet away from that ball.
Not even.
And he started to pull up to prevent. Like the center fielder's job is to call off that guy, right?
That's right. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what. In the Mets San Francisco job today, there's been like 3 or 4 balls are just dropping because everyone's moving away. I swear it's like watching 10-year-old baseball. Oh, okay, I'm going to back away. Oh. It's embarrassing. Both teams. It's embarrassing.
You know what that's called? Lack of communication.
Yeah.
There you go, X. Communication, X, is the most important thing.
You learned that in machine pitch.
There you go. Communication.
Lou Lamoriello at the next press conference once he signs everybody back.
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid. I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
Maybe a white boy, but I'm not stupid.
He is stupid.
Lou Lamoriello is just beyond stupid. Okay, Phil's facts and Brandon Gaines after Sorokin got an 8-by-8 extension. Oh shit, I can only imagine.
I can't believe it! Fuck! What the fuck? Fuck it!
Yeah, Phil, when we spoke with him last night, was not happy about many of the Islanders' moves. I don't think he was happy about any. Shockingly enough,
the only one he didn't like. The only one he didn't like was Varlamov.
No, he definitely did not like the Sorokin deal.
You know the one he loved?
Engvall, that piece
little
of
weak
shit.
ass bitch Engvall getting the long extension.
Maybe he kind of relates to Engvall. If he was playing hockey, he wouldn't be somebody who mixed it up in the boards. He'd be kind of a perimeter Pete Grump.
Yeah, a little perimeter Pete. Doesn't want to get in there. He'll throw a couple of stats at you and then bail out. That's the way he is.
Oh, good.
Grumpy, you're going to be depressed now that you won't be able to hear the Josh Bailey chants.
Josh Bailey's been dead to me for a long time now. He was not. Once he was benched, he was never. I didn't even care if he stayed with the team and served drinks in between periods, hand out the orange slices and the juice boxes at the end of the game. I don't care. Didn't matter to me. I wouldn't have given up draft picks to move a piece of shit like that. Just eat it. The team isn't good enough.
That was the thing that killed me is they had to pay another team to take him.
It's just typical. It's fucking typical. Some Islander fans like, yeah, I'm so glad we got to move Josh Bailey. So now we could just bring the exact fucking same team back that wasn't good enough to win last year or the year before.
That was my
roll it back.
Yeah, I was like, you literally freed up cap space to just sign back the same exact players you had. I was just like,
on a team that got knocked out in the first round of playoffs against a team who, let's be honest, was banged up, missing 3 of their top 6 forwards, backup goalie, and they reloaded. Carolina is my pick to win Stanley Cup next year. No doubt in my mind. Carolina Hurricanes. Go Canes.
Grumpy's a maniac now.
Storm force warning. Woo!
Connor Bedard's going to channel his inner Wayne Gretzky and just absolutely tear it up.
That's a team we won't beat now. Chicago's going to beat us every time.
Oh, God.
Brownie
says, Grumpy, I know you hate women's sports, but
it's not true. I do not hate women's sports.
There's only certain women's sports that Grumpy likes.
Yes.
Grumpy, I know you hate women's sports, but giving early notification, the Women's World Cup starts in a couple of weeks. You know, honestly, that will be fun to watch before the normal season starts there for like club soccer and everything like that. So it'll get me pumped up and ready to go for normal soccer.
I guess this is the way you can look at it, my little brownie. First of all, I do not hate women's sports.
I don't know, Grumpy. Kind of sounds like it. You fooled me, Grumpy. What can I say?
I hate the women's sports when they're supposed to be competitive like the men's because they're not as good. But here's what you can do. For Women's World Cup, if someone doesn't know anything about soccer, you can have them watch the women's game because it's done at such a slower pace that you can really learn everything about the sport. It's not going to be too fast for you, that's for certain. You're not going to see fantastic kicks. Ugh. You're going to see them bounce around. They can get close-ups on the girls. It'll be fun. Oh, yes.
Stop. Drew says here, TJ, let's be honest. There's no reason to cover the NBA free agency. All of it is just Damian Lillard gets moved to the Heat or not.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. Dame said he does not want to stay in Portland.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. He's never winning there.
He's been there his whole career in Portland.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He's looking for a little something different. Miley Brownie said the one to watch is Kahida Shaw from Jamaica. She plays for Man City's woman club team, and she's awesome. I couldn't tell you I know any of the current ladies' names who play in the leagues right now.
You know that one who plays for who's Ashton Villa Football Club? The one everybody tries
I know who he's talking about.
I don't know what her name is, but yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
The one who's always on the memes where it's like she's very attractive.
Yes.
I cannot.
Oh, the hot blonde girl?
The blonde girl, yep.
Yeah, I know her. She's hot. I don't know her name. I don't even know what her name is.
I don't know anybody who plays.
I just like to watch her run onto the pitch. Like, yeah, you go, girl.
Ashton Villa.
She's a UK. She's a England nationality. I don't like. I'll be. Is it weird to say that I couldn't tell you? Like I used to know a lot of the women's soccer players where it was like
in the US. Yeah.
Yes.
Wombat, like, Amy Wambach.
I knew Wambach. I used to. Raponi's gone, right?
No, I thought Raponi still plays.
I thought she was retired.
She might have retired. Alex Morgan still plays, I think.
Does she? How much? Hold on. How much does Alex Morgan have in the tank? She played like she was a strike. She was a forward, wasn't she?
I'm pretty sure she's a striker.
Hey, in women's soccer, you could play forever until you lose your your good looks.
Lloyd retired, but she was good. Carly Lloyd.
She's 34 years old. Alex Morgan. How much?
What about Brandy Chastain? Is she still playing?
No.
What about Hope Solo?
Hope Solo, I think, retired. Her thing was she had the thing where she was abusing her husband, and then that's when she kind of got kicked off the team. What was her husband's name? Josh Bailey?
Could have been Grumpy. Josh Bailey. I didn't see like there's a lot of the changing of the old guard, and that's why
I know Ertz because she's married to Zach Ertz.
To Zach Ertz, that's right, Julia Ertz, or whatever the heck her name is.
I don't know what her first name is. Ertz.
I could not name one woman's player.
Carly Lloyd, did she still play? Did you mention her?
She retired. I know she retired.
Like, that's what I mean. All of the ladies that I was familiar with for Team USA felt like have all retired and now are being phased out. So this year will be a lot of learning who the heck.
It's a lot of new faces. It's going to be a lot of new faces for sure.
I can say I'm not going to dedicate myself to learning any of their names, except for that hot chick from Aston Villa.
Oh, good gracious!
Well, she might be playing.
I'm sure she is.
Might be playing.
There's a comment I want to read. 907.
Hold on a second. She's 24 years old. She plays for Aston Villa still. Actually, no, I don't think she. I was looking at it. I don't think she. Oh, she's Swiss. Never mind. She's not from England. So she's Swiss. Ugh,
I thought she was English.
No, I thought she was too. I don't know. Swiss. But yeah, I could not tell you any of the ladies. Oh, Sam Kerr. There's one. Okay, Sam Kerr for Chelsea. Yes. What are you shaking your head for? She's supposed to be.
Never heard of her. I will say I don't dedicate any time at all in my life to follow women's soccer. It's just not good. So
I know. I'll watch. I'll look for names, but like Sam Kerr, that's right. She's on the cover of FIFA too. I don't know why that slipped my mind.
What? She's on the cover of a video game?
Yes.
Is she wearing clothes?
Video games.
I mean, how else she get on the cover? I don't you want to put talented people on the cover?
Okay.
Somebody people knows.
All right, Grumpy, you're relegated to reading fucking comments and just shutting up, I guess.
The tyrant has spoken.
That's right, Grumpy.
If DeBrincat comes to the Islanders, he's not. Does this prove that Lou is really our friend after all? It's a moot point. It's not happening. Never coming to the Islanders.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming here. Biggest winner of today, Elon Musk finally fixed Twitter. I don't know what happened. People were bitching about Twitter yesterday, and I don't go on Twitter enough to know why people complain. It doesn't control my life. So I know other people like to live on Twitter, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Twitter.
Tyrannical TJ will not let me get on Twitter.
There's a reason for that.
JP says, I don't think this is Buck's fault. Mets GM has not been great. That's true. And the starting pitching is too old because during the offseason, they panicked when they saw DeGrom was leaving. Then Diaz got hurt.
Ugh.
Confluence of events, but they're just not right.
Next comment there, Grumpy, by JP.
It's Nancy Grumpy Sinatra. You want to know why?
Why?
It's when I sung "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
These boots are made for walking. Oh God. Andrew L. Grumpy.
Mets undefeated in July. I'd say they're back.
Here it is. It's Alicia Lehman is her name. That's who is for Ashton Villa.
Can we see some highlights of her?
I'm not sure she's got. I'm not sure. She does have that neck tat. I don't know why she's got neck tatted up, but yes, she's the one who is the one that's famous from. Is that with Drake?
No, it doesn't look like Drake.
What the heck is she?
Her Marcus Rashford.
Marcus Rashford. Yeah. So she's the one that everybody's very familiar with from Ashton Villa. Okay, I didn't know she dated Marcus Rashford.
Is she dating Marcus Rashford?
Was that?
Is she dating Marcus Rashford? Maybe that's why.
Who gives a shit who she's dating? Do you think I have a time to care about who's dating who?
Maybe that's why he's been performing better, because he did have a record year this year.
That's right. He did have a record year.
She taught him some skill.
Okay, it doesn't matter. The fact that you know her because she's pretty and not for her skill tells you all you need to know about women's soccer.
I know her because she's like, there have been so many memes made about her. That's why I know her.
It's more of the memes. So like, I know Sam Kerr because there's a lot of memes made on her.
Never
like
heard of her.
That person who went, that fan who went out there and started trying to take pictures and selfies. She like kicked to the ground who he wasn't paying attention to. I do remember that meme, and it's always a funny one too.
I remember Mia Hamm.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Back in the day.
Oh, back in like the late 90s, early 2000s?
1999 when they had the Women's World Cup. That was honestly, I was kind of into it back then in 1999. They had it, the World Cup was in the United States, and the women's team, they beat China in shootout, and Brandy Chastain ripped her shirt off. That's what I remember.
And that's
I thought that was Mia Hamm who pulled her shirt off.
No.
Oh.
JP, or maybe she did. I don't remember.
Well, she pulled her shirt off and it's her going like, yeah, like that.
I don't know. JP says if we're singing Nancy Sinatra, Something Stupid is a gorgeous song. I don't know. We're starting to talk about music. So Goon Grumpy, your job is reading, Grumpy. Pay attention to this and not.
I understand. You know, you say it and then you're going to go jump in and read the next comment anyway. I don't know why you wasted my time. Son X, you seem sad and silent tonight. Can anything be done differently?
Grumpy and Son X dance.
Grumpy and Son X dance. Did that make you feel better?
There's no music though.
There we go. We need some tunes.
We need the neck stuff to go.
The neck serpent.
Okay, so what type of music is going to make you excited there?
I'm just playing. I'm good right now. I'm back. I'm energized. I was a little slow to start, but I'm geared up. What would actually make me happy is if you play the video that I sent you. That is very funny. If you played it, you have it.
I can pull this up. I got to pull it up. So give me a second there.
That would actually make me very happy. I think it would make the fans very happy. They would get a kick out of it.
Okay. Well, why don't you keep reading comments, Grumpy, as I try to get that pulled up.
Okay, let me see if I can find where we are in the comments section.
God damn, Grumpy. Pay attention, Grump, to what we're doing. I've already got the next thing pulled up. You can't see where it is. I literally have it marked. I just could tell you're not paying attention per the usual.
We just read that one.
Next one. Fuck, Grumpy.
Dipshit.
Grandparents.
Hold on, pause.
No. Look at
You said you need me to pause?
Yes, I was going to do
it. We got to make it bigger. We can't see it.
I will not be able to make this bigger, Grumpy. You're just going to have to get used to this one, okay, buddy?
Over the weekend, Grumpy decided to partake in a race. As you can tell, he is the gentleman in the gray who fell on the ground. You please play the video.
Grandparents race. Okay. So this is, I'm sorry, Grumpy. This is the biggest you're going to get. So break out your magnifying glass, okay? Put on your reading glasses.
No one else can read it either.
No, well, I'm not needing you to read it. I just need you to watch. I like to. They better have some oxygen tanks out there. Okay.
About 20 contestants.
I'm so dead.
Grandma.
Are you kidding me?
The winner, Steve Butler.
So
that's like watching a regular women's race.
You got
boom, down he goes. Oh,
I wonder. My God, look at this. I mean, my goodness gracious.
There were so many snipers in the stands that during that race.
Oh God. Jesus Christ.
Too big because he had a lead too.
The guy in the blue was in good shape. He was in the lead is right, but it just
no. The guy in the gray was in the lead, and then he broke a leg. They probably took him out back and shot him like they do with the horses.
No, he was not in the lead.
This guy
down he goes. The whole time. The guy in the dark blue's in the lead the whole time. What are you smoking?
No, he wasn't.
Look at it again. X, please help me out here, huh?
Hold on, let's see. Let me watch one more time.
The guy right here in the bottom.
Oh yeah, blue was hoofing.
But just because you're not, it looks like he's wearing khaki fucking pants over here. He's running in khaki pants. Maybe if you had gym shorts on, he'd be running a little better. Don't go in your Sunday attire there, buddy. You got to
tripped over one of
gym
his pant
shorts on.
legs. He tripped
Look
over
at this
one
shit.
of
He's
his
definitely, my God, he is.
Who fell was in front.
Oh, God.
Grumpy. Okay, Grumpy.
They both fell.
Grumpy, I want you to look at the bottom part of that screen.
I saw it.
Take your eyes off the fucking TV screen and pay attention to what we're doing here,
tell you
Grumpy,
what,
please.
They both fell. The two guys who were leading, they wound up. They broke down. They took them back out. They gave them the lethal. They gave them the injection right there. They bring out the little blue tents, shoot them up. See you later. Wheel them off later after the stands empty out.
Do you think they actually broke bones or legs during that race?
You know what? The only thing could have been better is if they had a dog pulling them along.
Pulling them along or chasing them, Grumpy?
No,
what's the difference?
He's trying to reference Dog Z.
Okay. I got
Well, I
this.
think I sent this to you as well, TJ.
You did not send this to me. This
Oh,
is
I
something
absolutely did send it.
You absolutely did not.
I sent
No,
it in
it's
our
cool.
group chat. I know that for a fact I did.
Can we
X.
excuse
Okay,
me?
hold on a second. X, I'm going to set the record straight with you here. Your group chat, you send me over 200 messages a day. I do not read any of your group chat messages. None.
Oh,
None. I don't have time. Stop sending me so many. I need to get the overview.
So
If I
fans,
get
in
200
case you're
a day,
wondering-
if I don't get 200, if I get 200 a day and I miss 3 days, I'm 600 messages behind. What is
Fans.
this?
Fans, in case you were wondering, all the good content, TJ just is too fucking lazy to read over it and watch it. He just admitted it.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
I sent this in our group chat, though. I know.
excuse
exactly.
me. Can we both stop squabbling so we can watch the clip that X sent us here?
Yeah, okay, sure. He'll try to take credit for something he never did. Sure.
These boys, like, they talking to me like I got a selfish impact because maybe the plays I'm making, like I'm standing David Allen, I got like 10 cars out there. I'm having different models come, And we close to the boss, bro. Give me a nugget. Like, I'm over here running stats. I'm trying to be the greatest. I'm not saying I'm trying to be selfish and just get all the balls because I know the balls got to spread out. And it's like, it's a game. You got to play the game that is played. Like, you can't campaign the game. The game fall how the game fall, right, Cheetah?
Mm-hmm.
You don't go and say, yo, give me these passes. Tom Brady and these boys, like, they talking to me like I got.
So this was his response about.
I couldn't even understand anything he said. I know they were words.
This was his response. This was his response to when people were saying that he was being a selfish teammate and that teammates are calling him a selfish teammate. This was his response, Grumpy.
Once again, I know he was speaking words, but none of them seemed to make any sense, or the next word shouldn't have come after the first word. It was nonsensical. And you look at the other guys, they're like, yeah. Who's our next guest? That's all they were saying. Get him off.
He's been doing a lot of stuff recently. X, you may be familiar. He's been doing card breaks where they have him remove like cards and shit like that. And he's just like,
he's doing anything to make money.
That's my point. He's intertwining himself in with cards and like sports memorabilia and like as many podcasts. I think he's hurting for money. I think after bad decision, Grumpy, we got your attention here, Grumpy. All right, no more watching TV, Grump. For the love of God,
pull off the grape elixir.
I was just drinking.
I love how
I was just drinking.
Somebody's like this great.
Am I allowed to have a drink?
You know what I'm excited about? When you're coming here to the compound, Grumpy, I know there won't be any TV on because there will be no TV in the room that you're going to be set up in. So we're going to you know something, fans. Next week you may have, the week after you may have the most I'd say pure form of Grumpy that we've seen in years. Where he's not watching TV.
Grumpy's gonna be doing the podcast, and he's gonna have some kind of black necklace around his throat with a little beeper on the side of it, and 2 frogs in his neck. And I have a feeling whenever Grumpy starts going off topic, he's gonna get lit up.
There it is. We've got to do what we've got to do.
The tyrant. It should be the grumpy old man and the tyrant show. There
it is. I will say though, it looks like AB is hurting for money.
Yes.
With and again, not just like that, and not just that in like an isolated incident. I'm seeing a lot of these situations to where he's doing things that are well outside of what he's done in the past, and he looks lost. Like when he was doing the card, and I should have clipped it too. He was doing some sort of card show thing where he was like removing stuff, and they're obviously excited, right? Because they got to hype up the audience. They're watching him do this on a live stream, and AB's like, "What is this? I just got a Josh Allen rookie 10 gem mint auto," and he's like, what is he has no idea what the hell he's doing, long story short. And it's like he's just getting paid for an appearance. He's starting to try to do a lot of appearances to get paid, and I feel that he's going to be a guy who, just like Clinton Portis, I know he filed for bankruptcy. He's going to be one of these guys who I feel like filed for bankruptcy one day.
Don't you think? Could you imagine him at a card show signing? I could never.
I would take him in a heartbeat. I'm like, AB, sign this for me.
He might
AB
talk
put
to you.
on. AB put on.
What the hell is that, X?
That's his rap. I told you. We watched it
It's
on
a
the
little
old
dance.
video.
We got it on the show.
I'm sorry. I've gone ahead and blocked that from my memory. AB put
It's
on.
ingrained in my
X,
head.
X, we need to see more of your neck.
He's
No,
got
no, there you go. You can't see the neck if you got the camera too high.
X is being abducted by a UFO with all those flashing lights in the
Woo,
back.
that's the TV in the back. He's flashing like crazy.
It would be nice if
Oh, honestly, it's doing some like glitchy thing right now. I don't even know what's going on. Oh, it's a commercial. Sorry.
Mikey D. Grumpy.
Phil's Facts Metro ranking top 5 prediction from today: New Jersey, Carolina, the Islanders, Pittsburgh, and the Rangers.
He's lost. He told us yesterday. He's like, "Oh yeah, the Rangers are in big trouble." I'm like, "You're lost, dude. You're freaking
He's crazy.
nuts."
He's crazy. It's going to be it right now. Just today, Carolina, Jersey, Rangers. I'm still going Pittsburgh and then the Islanders. I think
No, Pittsburgh, I think, finishes below us.
I don't. I
I
just
think
have
the best we finish is 4th. You don't think much of the Washington Capitals. I think the Capitals did a good bit to help improve that team today.
Okay.
Capitals.
I think the Rangers are really good. I thought they were one of my favorite teams to win. One of my teams had as a favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year.
Watch out, X.
I know my predictions were terrible.
You're an enemy. You're in enemy territory of that type of talk.
I'm just saying, all my predictions have been awful for everything, though. Remember, I predicted Will Levis to go number 1.
You did.
Hey, I heard they're worried about Will Levis going first.
No,
of all,
I think the
motherfucker
fans
gets
on this
picked up in
show
the
should
second
know
round.
whatever I
Didn't he-
predict, just do the exact opposite, and you should
But
be good.
Didn't he go first in the second round of the draft?
He was up there. He was up there for the
not
second
even,
round.
not even first in the
Okay.
second round.
Okay.
Drew Grumpy.
Unfortunately, it's looking like there'll be no memes for other sports. So instead, I just decided to carry over the memes from yesterday's Islander Never Say Die podcast and showcase it here.
There it is, Grumpy.
Grumpy doesn't do any home improvement. At this point, I think Grumpy is at the age where he's done improving, period. He gets to stay up till 5 a.m. and watch TV all day while the warden screams at him. You know what? That is not too far off the truth.
Maybe put between 3 to 5. You need to put 3, then one of those little squigglies, because it could be anywhere between a time period of 3 to 5 that Grumpy stays up till, and he does watch the TV.
Drew, I think, secretly added a camera into the Grumpy Mansion.
So
he knows what goes on.
Here's the thing. I'm improving my fantasy baseball team
Oh,
so I can beat players like Drew.
damn.
Oh man, JP Grumpy old man.
If Lambrell gets to bring, he's not coming. If he gets to brink it, it'll cost us first rounds going into 25-26. Pajot, maybe more, offered 2 MOP Ottawa's arena after the games, and he'll need 2 used bribery and extortions behind the scene. JP, that was a sloppy comment. I'm just saying. I couldn't even piece it together when I slowed down.
Greg Brado.
That's how words must look like to TJ all the time. Like
I'm telling you, it's tough to read.
The cat ran across the street looks like that to TJ. Hey Grumpy, I love rock and roll, so put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. You know who sings that? And either one of you two?
Couldn't tell you. I don't care either.
Any idea?
No, I just said no.
Joan Jett.
Joan Jett. That was going to be my guess.
That was
Yes,
my
I knew
second
it.
guess.
My little brownie says, Grump, were you upset when DiPietro was given a 15-year contract? If so, sounds like the Islanders giving absurd contracts is a norm. Should be used to that by now. That was a totally different regime. I thought it was dumb. The worst thing was trading Luongo to pick DiPietro. That was the dumbest move.
He was my favorite player.
And it was easier to buy contracts out. Now it's more difficult.
I'm telling you, that deal was bad, but it's like, yeah, we continue to make hideous deals. It's like the deals, the more and more I see from it, I'm like, God, Lou, the more control he has over this team for the longer term, the worse this team is going to end up being. That's what I'm fearful of. JP says, we thought that was done. We thought that was done with the passing of Chucky Wong, Charles Wong. Drew L said, my granddad has done the opposite, and he's the same age as Lou. All he's done is gotten fatter.
No, what happens is when you're really at the tail end, you just start losing body mass. You do. Like when you get really, when it's close to see you later time.
Goon Grumpy.
Lamarillo or Milbury? Milbury.
Damn.
Milbury.
Hold on. Milbury over Lamarillo?
Yeah, Milbury would always talk to you.
Is this some recency bias, Grumpy?
I think so.
Here's the thing about Milbury. The Islanders sucked. We were always picking in the top 5. At least we had the offseason to look forward to. For the Islanders, we don't even have that.
But he would just trade away the draft picks that you'd get.
Milbury didn't. He always picking.
He was always picking, but just
he was trading away the picks that he selected. That's my point.
Well, to get more picks. Like I said, the offseason was more fun. Jeez. I mean, the regular season is boring as hell to watch the Islanders now. The offseason's insufferable. And it just, you could just feel your blood pressure going up. X, I'm going to tell you, I mentioned this on the show last night. I saw the comment where I saw the first thing, Engvall signed a 7-year extension. I'm like, this cannot possibly be true. And I clicked it on, I didn't see the dollar amount, and I'm scrolling down to look for the dollar amount. Then it says also, other things to access. Mayfield signs for 7 years. Sorokin signs for 8 years. Varlamov for 4 years. I'm like, this has to be the Onion writing this article because there's no way this could be true.
Yeah, I saw it on their Instagram page. I saw it on their Instagram page, and I was like, holy shit.
X, can we see more of your head, please?
Oh, Jesus Christ. There. Is that good?
What the hell are you doing with your freaking thing? You have it just on your lap or something?
Yes, I have it on my lap.
Dude, you don't even have a fucking stand to put the thing on. Come on, X.
What? It stands on my stomach.
Come on, X.
Are you shitting me? It sits on your stomach.
That's why if you hear me laughing sometimes, it like bobs up and down.
Jesus Christ. Here I am wanting X to be picking. This is why just you're a reoccurring guest, X. You can't even X. God damn, X.
TJ is the Lou Lamarillo of this podcast. I'm surprised he's not making you shave before the show.
Shave that shit off your face, X. Take your hat off. Take your hats off indoors.
We could tell TJ to shave his head, but all we need is just a strong gust of wind.
Jewel said, didn't Lou also give you a Kovacic like a 17-year contract?
I think it wasn't 17. I think it was 10 or 11 years. Yeah, he does that shit. He's useless.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, 15-year Kovacic is a Lamarillo special. That's right. I forgot all about that. Thanks for bringing that up. Goon Grumpy.
TJ, you should add a fart sound effect to your board to activate when someone has said that you disagree with. You can have that idea for free.
Okay, there it is. Johnny Mac, Grumpy.
J Mac, always a pleasure.
Johnny Mac, Grumpy says, "Good evening, gentlemen."
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe you want to read the comment there.
Okay. Good evening.
What's
Hello.
up?
D-Cut. Nice to see the return of D-Cut.
And then Goon Grumpy.
Is there a rule somewhere that says a rich bastard can't own more than one sports franchise at the same time? In different? Nope.
Well, they can choose.
Hey, let me tell you something. The Saudi sports consortium is going to own all the sports teams before you know it.
It's only a matter of time before they start working their way into the United States with more U.S.
Tepper here owns, I think he owns Charlotte FC and he owns the Panthers.
Yep. I'll tell you one thing. Tepper is just a freaking – I cannot believe they started construction on that Carolina Panthers headquarters in South Carolina and just blew the entire thing up. Literally blew the fucking project up.
Well, because he wanted I've already been over this on the podcast, but he wanted the town of Rock Hill, the city, to pay taxes to raise tax money for it to help build it. When he didn't disclose that information when he had started construction, and they said, no, we're not doing it. And he's like, well, that's fine. I own the construction company. I'll file bankruptcy with them, and then I won't have to pay anything for it. So he just left it. It's half constructed right there.
No, they blew it up, I thought.
No.
I thought they destroyed the entire thing.
They might be demolishing it, but
No, like with dynamite, like they do like the construction or like the specific demolition, and they blew the whole thing to shreds. Maybe not though.
oh, I didn't hear
Johnny
that.
Mac says Grumpy. So glad I got a shout out about fantasy baseball trades on the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. I think I just fell over the fence at City Field and onto the warning track. Oh God. Tony Cheese says a garbage sport, soccer. No, Tony Cheese, it's not a garbage sport. JP
He
also
didn't,
said,
he didn't say it was soccer, did he?
I don't know, or garbage sport. Maybe he's talking about baseball. I don't know. That's not. Oh, maybe baseball. That's not nice. Baseball is a beautiful sport, not as beautiful as ice hockey, in my honest opinion, but beautiful nonetheless. And Alexander Grumpy.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you? Did you see my Tua chart? I did not. Please tell me that he sent us a Tua chart.
He did send us a Tua chart. And
I thought he said chat. My bad. So
this is a Tua chart, and I'll pop this up on screen. Grumpy, I need your attention here, Grumpy.
Okay, I'm doing something right now. Is that okay with you?
Not okay, Grumpy.
Oh, all right. This is, unless it's worst quarterback in the league, I don't know what's going on.
So this is 2022-2023 deep ball project. It is yards per attempt on 21 plus air yards, ranked by pass per attempt. So again, like they're saying Tua had 43 passing attempts of more than 21 passing yards, and he had the most yards per attempt. All that means is that he completed more passes that he attempted.
Okay, here's the thing. A lot of those were shorter passes that it was, I'm sure they're not doing yards after catch. They're not including that. Because he had a lot where Hill and Waddle would catch in just, 50 yak yards.
The yards in the air means that the ball was thrown 21 or more yards. So they gathered all the data for balls that were thrown 21 or more yards, and they went ahead and added that up to come up here with how many yards per attempt did he have.
I mean, that makes sense. He's got the fastest wide receiver in the game on his team.
Okay, what about Russ? How is Russell Wilson so high in that league? He was abominable last year too. Taylor Heineke?
Because he threw. I was about to say it's this type. It's a silly little graph that
Matt
makes
Ryan
top exactly because Matt Ryan only attempted 21 passes of more than 21 yards, and he had completed a few of them for 297 yards total. It's just like Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a better deep ball passer than Patrick Mahomes per this statistic. That's why it's like when you see this, it's just kind of laughable. I don't take any stock in it. Oh, look, Aaron Rodgers, 30th on the list. He must be a miserable deep ball threat guy.
Kenny Pickett's way down there, too. He sucks.
Kenny Pickett's above Aaron Rodgers. Kenny Pickett's going to the Hall of Fame, baby. Going to the Hall of Fame.
He's already in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me, X. He already is in the Hall of Fame.
I did that one for Grumpy.
He is, though. So, I mean, that's just honest truth. But yeah, I mean, like Alexander, come on. What are we looking at? Look, there's Tom Brady. Tom Brady's 24th. Look, Jimmy Garoppolo had better yards per attempt.
Tom Brady sucks, dude.
Wow.
Oh my God, he's awful.
Here's what it doesn't do. It doesn't add in how many drops there were.
It doesn't add in me how many drops. It doesn't add in me how many times like a team is down. They're trying to throw 20 plus yards to try to get back into the game, right? Because that's the honest truth of it. If your team's losing and down, you're going to be throwing the football more, trying to go ahead and get 21 plus more yards. So if your team's getting their asses whooped, they're going to be at the bottom, just like the Packers were consistently trying to come from behind every freaking game last year. So a lot of passes were attempted for more than 21 yards, but not every single one of them were completed. And then the team could sit everybody back in coverage knowing that, hey, there's going to be a lot of long passes. You're not going to complete a lot of those. They're low completion passes. So it's like you sent this to us before, Alexander. I'm like, I'm not even bothering with it, but that's why I don't care about it. It's like,
watch out, Alexander just got tyrant. He just got tyranted.
So there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just honest.
Grumpy, what I'm understanding from this list, Davis Mills is just as good as Brady is.
I'm gonna say he's better than Brady.
Hell no, he was under. He was a position under, so he's almost as good as Brady.
I don't think that particular stat identifies how good a quarterback is. That's all I'll say to that stat.
He does have a noodle arm still. Still has a noodle arm. I wonder how many of those passes were exactly for 21 yards.
No, I don't. I mean, he doesn't throw. I don't know. He's only threw 41 deep passes, 43 deep passes the whole year. I know he missed time, but still.
Here you go. Next comment there, Grumpy.
Tony Cheese, I kind of see your point. Compared to football and especially hockey, baseball is a crashing bore.
Yeah, it's not as packed, but it's just kind of nice. It's relaxing there. Frank is a singles guy.
Ouch. That's a slam on Frank.
No,
That's a slam on Frank. It's
I've
funny.
seen Frank. That's what I'm like. Where the hell is this coming into play?
That's a slam on Frank. Sorry, Frank. That's a slam on you.
I don't even know where this came into.
He's a
Johnny
singles
Mac,
guy.
Grumpy.
Did you guys hear Gary Cohen ask Keith Hernandez, would you allow Ohtani to wear 17 to come to New York? His response was awesome. No, I didn't hear
pull it
that.
up there. Tony Cheese, Grumpy.
Who takes away a defensive formation to save a sport? Yeah, I didn't like taking away the shift.
Me either.
I just, you know what? If you can't learn to adjust your game, every sport is about adjustments, right? In football, you see teams make adjustments first half to second half. It's like saying, okay, well, you know what? You're not allowed to cover wide receivers in the second. You're not allowed to cover wide receivers, and because we want more scoring, so we're not going to let you come near a wide receiver. You got to let him catch the ball and then try to tackle him.
Here's my thing: as a professional athlete, you should be able to adjust and hit the ball the opposite direction.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about adjustments.
If somebody's lining up like that, hit it the opposite side of the field.
Only throw fastballs. No curveballs allowed. That should be the next one, right? Just fastballs.
Why not? Man, just all fastballs.
We want more scoring. Everything fastballs.
Okay, so this is, I don't know. I hope this is the right clip. It's from, I think, a podcast from Foul Territory. I assume they're a baseball podcast. And it's like a 2-minute long clip. Hopefully it's pretty quick.
It is the viral hit of the week, a double dose, because baseballers launching their merch this evening, actually. So a little shout out to them. Your baseballer viral hit of the week features a nice little shout fired, and he said he better not ask.
I better not ask Keith Hernandez for 17. Ohtani deserves 17 wherever he goes. Blah blah blah. Imagine losing Ohtani in free agency, becomes some dinosaur. Won't give up his number. Laughing my ass off. Marcus Stroman sent out that tweet. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Marcus Stroman, the guy who used to pitch for the Mets, starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs now, used to pitch for the Mets for a season or two.
Number 0. That's his IQ.
Keith Hernandez won't let him wear number 17, is what he says.
Well, that's his prerogative, right?
I
mean, he works for the Mets.
Let him wear a goddamn 17.
Could you imagine how pissed off the fan base would be?
You know
if
what?
They didn't get Ohtani over a number.
Does a player really care?
He does not strike me as a guy who's going to be like, if I can't wear my number, I won't go there.
Just say that number doesn't exist in English anymore. I mean, that's all you have to do.
What the fuck, Grumpy?
He needs an interpreter for everything. Nope, that number's already used.
It's retired. Now, here's the thing. What would strike me as, it would just be like a gesture. If you said you could wear it, he would not strike me as a guy who'd be like, I want to wear your number. He's like, I'd wear something else. He seems like a very humble guy. I don't think it would cause any sort of issue, period.
No.
But, I mean, like, Ohtani is just, would not be typical Mets fashion for them to sign Ohtani and then for him to just blow his freaking arm out and never play another inning of baseball. That would be Mets fashion.
I don't think he's going to play for the Mets.
I think he's going to stay on the West Coast.
I think he is.
That's
too.
what I think as well. He'll go to the Dodgers.
Yep. And then the Dodgers will be winning World Series after World Series after World Series.
Seriously, if you had a chance to go to, I mean, he prefers the West Coast. If you had a chance to go to the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, or the Padres, I think he's picking the Dodgers and the Padres first.
I think so too. I think he wants to stay, as we've talked about. I think he wants to stay closer to his family.
Yeah,
and I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I don't blame him. That's like the norm for him. I mean, it's like with any player who's from another country that comes over here. I mean, their norm is living in their home country. That's what's home for them. And if that's closer for him, where he could go over, like if anything happens to his family, I don't blame him.
Oh, look at X. Look at him.
I don't blame him.
Quite the humanitarian X.
The humanitarian.
He says the Yankees could use Luis Ariza.
Screw you, X. We don't care about humanitarian comments here.
Yeah, it's D-Cut. D-Cut says Judge is the other player who has a OPS above 1,000. Okay, gotcha. Tony Chi says, let's talk NFL defenses. They can't have more than 4 defensive backs on the field.
Or we could just tell him that as opposed to talking to him about it.
Yeah. We could make that a rule and an edict. You can't go ahead and roll out there more than 4 defensive backs.
It's just the clock is a good addition, but telling them how you can play defense, I just think that's foolish.
I do too. It's just dumb all the way around on that side. If a guy can't adapt, just is what it is. Sorry. JP
says the Yankees could literally use anyone. LOL. Keep Judge out, though. It makes me hopeful Brian Cashman gets fired. I want Judge to play. It's on my fantasy team. Tony Cheese says, I'd rather watch Drew figure out how to play checkers than watch baseball. Wow.
Shit. I don't know, Drew. I don't know. Maybe Drew's a great checkers player. Got a comment here. Who doesn't know how to play checkers? Goon Grumpy.
TJ, do you know how to play checkers?
Of course.
Goon says, I wonder what Wee Hoopin thinks of all the Islanders' recent signings.
They're great, Grump.
Maybe we should pay for Wee Hoopin to have a little video there.
We should get a Wee Hoopin cameo out here.
Drew Grumpy.
I mean, I can understand why Phil would like Engvall. Engvall is just a more handsome version of Phil.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
What's up, Meatball Parm? Fire X. Hire D-Cut. No. Fire some X.
X, you're getting cut.
X, you better
I'm getting D-Cut.
Pick up your freaking game, X. Drew Grumpy.
Drew says, you know what? Grumpy's been like 0-3 on Carolina since I've watched this podcast. So I'll say Carolina loses in the Eastern Conference final again. I've never said they're winning the Stanley Cup. Never said they're winning the Cup. This year, I'm saying they're winning the Cup.
All right, Grump, if they don't win the Cup.
If they don't win the Cup, they don't win the Cup.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Nothing. I'm going to do nothing.
Shave your head bald, Grumpy.
He already does that.
Shave it all the way bald. Tony G says, I love Swiss cheese. Here we go. And Gungun says, I'm afraid you're peeing in the wind, Grumpy, with your bold prediction with the Canes. They always choke / blow it in the playoffs.
They were injured this year. They had quite a few injuries going into the playoffs. Tony Cheese said, one had a Swiss cheese sandwich whilst vacation on Easter Egg Island.
Easter Egg Island. Oh, man. James F. says, happy 24/7 B-Day to America.
That's right.
Or happy 247th birthday to America. Sorry. Happy B-Day to George Steinbrenner and Al Davis tomorrow. Al Davis, just win, baby. Goon Grump.
I guess Lou thinks the Islanders' flaccid power play will miraculously fix itself with no new blood and the same old cast of foolers.
It's going to be some maybe they'll drink the Magic Grumpy Elixir Great Potion and they'll all become phenomenal players.
Alexander says, beautiful baby from Alexander. Guys, mark my words. DeBrincat is coming. Detroit doesn't need DeBrincat, and neither does Washington. It doesn't matter if they need him. They're going to give a better package than the Islanders have. That's the whole thing. The Islanders don't have a package to go after DeBrincat. They don't.
Grumpy, actually what I heard for the Islanders, what they're going to do this season, like from the movie Like Mike, they found some of the old skates from the great old Islanders, and they're actually going to wear them during the games, and they're going to channel the powers from the old Islanders to perform better.
Let's go to the next comment.
Find Mike Bossy skates. Is that what you're saying, X?
That's right. Mike Bossy, Trottier, all of them.
Yankees lost another series.
There you go. Yes, they did. The Yankees are in trouble, guys. Guys, mark my words. Tony Cheese.
Frank has Hope Solo pictures on his phone. Wow, Frank's taking abuse from Tony Cheese today.
Oh my God.
Frank's not even here. James Grumpy.
You guys, NASCAR fans, first a race in Chicago. Very wet, a slick race. I didn't see it. They were racing through the streets.
Yep.
Did any of the drivers get shot during the race?
I don't think so.
I know it's a very popular pastime in Chicago on the
There are a
weekend.
lot of 90-degree turns from what I heard. So that's why the races are usually not as good as street races. They've been adding a lot of them this year.
Hold on. There's a street? Are we serious? There's street
Racing
races
downtown Chicago. Yep. But the thing is, the cars aren't built for races like that. You can do that with like Formula One cars, but you can't do that with the NASCAR cars, the stock cars. You can't.
Hey, you're grumpy. Alexander.
And I'm sorry, this falls on Epler and Buck. Epler for not getting the players and Buck for with a piss poor management of the lineup and the bullpen. I'm sorry, the Mets will not win anything with Buck. I see. I don't think it's Buck's fault. Goon says Grumpy was Rat, a formidable hair metal band. TJ, should you dare pull up Rat's Round and Round so Grumpy can shake and Sun X can shimmy? That gets a show taken down.
No, some of them do, some of them don't.
Round and round, what goes around yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of Rat.
Rat, like
that's R-A-T-T, Rat.
Rat, Round and Round. Oh, that's the first one that pops up. I'm telling you, Google listens to us.
Yeah,
okay, here we go.
They do.
This is going to be. This might be dangerous, guys. We'll see if this one gets the video taken down. If you try to tune in later on to see if you missed something and it's not up, that's because it's been taken down because of Goon's suggestion. We're putting all the blame on Goon if things don't work out.
Can't you just play like the music without the actual video?
You want to watch the video, don't you? Damn it! It's okay. Hold on.
The video gets me in a dancing mood.
I know we don't want to.
I've tried to hold on, Grumpy. I've tried to explain this to you before, Grumpy. Okay, they have like an algorithm.
It listens,
checks every single YouTube video across every single YouTube video, and they see if that sound has been played. And if that sound's been played, these bots automatically say, we're going to go ahead and reject you from having this video up until you remove that sound.
Well,
I find it funny we can build shit that can do this, but we can't cure cancer.
What? You got to make sure money's not going to be affected.
Exactly. Yeah,
well,
we can build shit that can listen to a squeak, a certain pitch and a squeak, and just remove your video. But
why do we just not worry about it?
If we're listening to this in post and you just see a whole bunch of us changing topic, it's because this song has been deemed as not able to be played. But let's
why don't we just avoid that?
Grumpy. Drum down. Oh.
Out on the streets, that's where we'll meet. You make the night. I always cross the line.
Milton Berle.
Did you say it's Joe Burrow?
Milton Berle.
Oh.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Okay, well, I think
that was Brad Marchand right there.
When are they going to break out to where they hit the hell out of the guitar? I assume they're going to do that, right? Grumpy, where does that come into play?
That's not how the song goes.
Round and round, what comes around goes around. I'll tell you.
I heard this song before.
Round and round, what comes around goes around. Okay.
The rats exploded through the ceiling.
Okay, there it is. Round and round. Alexander Grumpy.
And this goes back to last season with Buck. He was horrible down the stretch, and he was one of the reasons why we choked. No, you got beat by a better pitcher against San Diego.
JP.
Should I be frightened that I actually understood what Brown was saying there?
Yes.
You should.
Yes.
You should. It means you might maybe had a stroke, JP.
You should. Yeah, you should seek.
You could be an interpreter for Antonio Brown. I'll tell you that much. James F. said Ricky Fowler wins a tournament for the first time since 2019.
What's the one thing that you remember about Ricky Fowler?
That big fucking hat he always wears.
The hat that's over the top of his ears. I never understood that hat.
The hat's so big. It's not like he's got a small head, but who the hell wears a hat over their ears?
Sponsored by Puma, right?
Yeah, he is. He always. I mean, you look at the old videos of them, like when he's young, Bubba is young, and who the hell is the other guy who's always up there on the leaderboard?
Didn't he do something with Red Bull?
Yeah, he used to be sponsored by Red Bull.
He was in an ad for I think he was in one of the ads for Red Bull. They had something where they had all of their athletes were in one ad. It was crazy when they did this, and he was like the golfing portion. They did like trick shots, and they had guys who were like drifting cars around, hitting stuff. It was wild. That's the one thing I'll always remember him from.
Okay.
Hey, my little brownie Grumpy.
JP, I had no idea what he said. Reinforced why I'm not a football fan. Sounded like he might have missed an English class or two. No, he
Or
just
3 or 4. Or 10.
It's a CT, really. I think it's just.
Well, I'm not going to say CT. He's taken a lot of blows.
I think it's a CT. I think it's.
I feel bad for. Honestly, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I always liked him too until like he's just wild. He's wild is the best way I could put it now. Just crazy.
He's totally off the rails now. Totally.
Yeah. Oh God Almighty. Hold on. James says, TJ, can you show the fan interface at the Nets game on Friday and tell me why they ran the score up on an interference? I don't even know what that means. James F. I'm not sure what that means. Send it again.
He's talking about fan interference.
Yeah, but the Nets.
Rob says the Islanders' window is closed, the door is closed, and the house is in foreclosure. Actually, what we say is the windows are closed and they're nailed in, so they can never open them again. It's over.
The Rangers are not better than us, says Alexander.
The record would say different. Rob says, DeBrincat, please. The Domino's guy doesn't come here. Oh, good one, Rob.
JP Grumpy.
Little Brownie, I don't know who David Allen is, but he was saying that during his career, he was hustling, and in spite of being accused of being selfish, he understood and he couldn't manipulate.
Okay. The other team's defense to get more balls thrown at them. It's hard to have clean comments with only 200 keystrokes. LOL. Oh, gotcha. And then Alexander says here, these contracts are not as bad as people think.
They're worse.
Guys, stop with the negativity to the contracts. The higher years, the lesser the
you know what?
The higher years are the term, but the lesser the cap hit.
Here's what you can do: let them walk, and get a replacement. Everyone who comes to your team does not have to stay there.
Blake Wheeler for $800,000. We couldn't have said, "Hey, Blake Wheeler, I'd rather have you to play in a top 6 role for us."
Oliver Ekman-Larsson. $2.25 million for a year.
For 1 year.
1 year.
More mobile. Again, it would force somebody to play their offhand, but still.
Better defenseman. He's what the Islanders need. Somebody who can move the puck out of the back end. We only got one guy who can do it. One guy. Noah Dobson. That's it.
Tony Shee says here, let's start a GoFundMe for Nicky Boy so he can buy himself a TV dinner to put on
TV dinner tray
on. Drew says here, my sister heard you talk about Antonio Brown's gibberish and laughed and said, me neither, Grump. Couldn't understand.
There you go. Yeah,
it was all over the place.
Max Domi to the Leafs. 1 year, $3 million. They also signed Bertuzzi.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
1 year, $5.1 million.
I like what Toronto's done.
Yeah.
You still don't think they have a shot to win?
I don't like their goaltending.
That's still the big issue. And just like when Dubas went ahead. Okay, I got to tell you about something. Phil's facts. Now, we call Lou and the Lamanites?
Yeah.
We call them the Dubasites. I was like, really?
Yeah, he stole that from us.
Really, Phil's facts were called? I don't give a shit, but I'm like, really, Phil? Okay, Lamanites, by the way, rolls off much better off the tongue than Dubasites. I'll tell you that much. So, anyway, yes, Tyler Bertuzzi on a 1 year deal. That's a guy who had some sandpaper, grit, and heart to a fucking team. I'll tell you that much.
He's a replacement for Michael Bunting.
And I think he's better than Michael Bunting. So,
well, he's getting paid more than Michael Bunting also.
He's also got heart. We talk about the heart thing that the team needs. This is a guy that has some heart in his playing style. Simple. I like what Toronto's done today. And so is Domi. Domi's another guy who plays with heart as well, where Toronto has so many of those guys who don't play with heart, I feel like.
Yeah, they need a little bit more grit.
They need a goaltender, too.
I guess they're going to roll out with Samsonov again.
Christ almighty. Oh, God. Tony Cheese, Grumpy. Look at this comment by Tony Cheese.
I want a chart of Tua's brain activity throughout the season.
Oh,
it's probably just boo, flatlining.
Oh, come on.
Boo, or just
JP, Grumpy.
Trevelling has done a good job GM in the offseason for Toronto. Not that it'll matter because Bettman will never allow a Canadian franchise to win, LOL. But he's done a good job so far. He has.
Oh, man.
You know what? The old man just signed everybody back. Everybody's getting their gold watch.
It's dark humor, but I have to confess, I found it amusing there. Grump, did TJ show you the final NHL playoff pool standings? You kicked TJ's ass.
You know something, J Mac? You know, Johnny Mac, that he did not. Because if he did, he would have if he won. I don't know. I don't even know where I came in.
I don't know where I came. I knew that. I could tell you one thing. After I started noticing a lot of the players that I had on my team were no longer in the playoff picture, I'm like, oof, I'm in trouble.
I just didn't want to come in last. I didn't want to come in last. As long as I didn't come in last and I beat TJ, that's like freaking gravy on top of the meat and potato, just a little gravy action. Beating TJ.
I don't care to talk about a man's life, says Alexander. You guys are just hating at this point. Okay, no, Alexander, Alexander, seriously, on a serious note, Tua is not a very good quarterback. I don't know how we shouldn't disagree on this point. I feel like we should definitely have some common ground on this. Tua equals a meh quarterback at best.
He's an okay quarterback. I think it's more so the players he has around him. If he didn't have those guys, he would not be putting up anywhere near the numbers that he puts up. He wouldn't.
True.
He is the fastest wide receiver in the league. He is one of the probably top 10. I would say probably Jalen Waddle's probably top 10 wide receiver in the league. He's got a really good running back as well.
JP says, not Tua is suffering, but the idea that the NFL cares is a joke. That's for certain.
Yeah, they don't.
And a weekly brain scan eval broadcast for the fans would amplify the lack of NFL's attitude towards CT.
Lack of empathy.
Yeah, I don't think you can't actually tell if someone has CT until they die and they look at your brain.
I'll say if he does get another concussion, I think he should do what Luke Kuechly did and retire.
Alexander said Tua never had a concussion issue till now. No way. He had concussion issues in college too. He had a few concussions he missed time for. He's had concussions all throughout his career.
He's been injured all throughout his career.
Yeah, he should, honestly, for the betterment of his health, he should not be playing football. The fact that he lied was like, oh no, it's a back injury.
The team lied.
The team lied. The player lied. Everybody's fucking lying.
Okay, but here's the thing. I think the kid wants to play. But they lie.
Onus comes on the team and the organization, and so does it on the player. You control your body and your actions.
They want to play.
They want to play. Guess what? You know if you're not feeling well or not, and you know if you have a concussion. Simple.
Unless you're DeAndre
you fucking know it if you have a concussion. If you want to play through it, I'm not suggesting it, but dude, you're making a decision. You're an adult. You're making your own decision. I don't tell people to take steroids, but the ramification of steroids long-term are very significant. You want to fucking take steroids and play, fucking have at it. You shouldn't be playing with concussion. Steroids are not good for long-term health. Did you see that X? Do you follow more on the social media sphere? Did you see that fella who's one of those popular lifting influencers at the age of 30 died of brain aneurysm?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I can't remember who the hell it is, but he's one of those guys who did like a lot of the lifting stuff like that. But like using and abusing steroids is just as, it's going to put your life at risk as well for early death, just like it does for continuing to play under concussion has ramifications on your brain and brain activity. Same shit. Drew L says here, TJ, you're going to love this. Micah Parsons said that Daniel Jones is just as good as Jalen Hurts.
Sounds like he's got CTE.
My God, Micah Parsons, either that or he's just trying to shit talk Jalen Hurts. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I want all of him to his medical records so I can laugh at him. Oh God, Tony, jeez. Drill said, didn't Ohtani sign a long-term extension with the Angels though? No, he didn't.
He's a free agent at the end of this year, right? Alexander says, Tony, I bet you one of the ones that will laugh if Tua gets concussed.
Okay, here's the thing. At this point, he knows he's predisposed to concussions. Him determining to put the fucking football gear on, what happens. I will be shocked if Tua does not have at least one concussion this year. Shocked.
I just find it, he went to somebody to learn how to fall.
He went to Krav Maga classes.
You know what? That is not going to work.
That is correct.
I'm sorry.
You're getting do that in a 300-pound man. You're not going to be able to control your body as it's falling to the ground.
I mean, when the bullets are flying, it's like, I don't think that's going to work. Sorry.
It's not going to work. And it's
nobody wishes any ill will on the kid. He's always hurt though. He's always hurt. If it's not one thing, it's another.
He should take ownership for his health.
He should honestly retire.
Luke Kuechly was a very dominant player, much better than Tua Tagovailoa ever will be or ever was. And Luke Kuechly stepped away from the game in the prime of his career due to concussion issues.
He was close to 30, I think, when he retired, though.
No way.
I thought he was. I thought he was close to 30 when he retired.
He was like 28.
Okay, it's close to 30.
Oh, let me pull it up here. I
think he played 7 years in the league, I think.
He retired at 28 years old in 2019. Right now, he's 32. He just turned 32.
So he played like 7 years in the league.
Yeah, he retired at 28 years old.
Okay.
I mean, think about it, though. He retired at 28.
That's close to 30.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. He retired a guy near his prime still of his career, a guy who, right, if he played until he was 33, 34 years old, he would have had a Hall of Fame caliber career. Would you disagree on that?
No, he was absolutely the best defensive player in the league year after year after year.
He got a lot of tackles. That defense is really middle linebackers got to make plays in that Panther defense. Everything gets funneled to the middle linebacker. Dan Morgan, same thing. Concussion issues finished his career too.
Yep.
That's the way that defense is run. Everybody's the middle linebacker makes all the plays in that defense.
Luke Kuechly was an all-time pro. He was an all-pro 5 years. 5 years in a 7-year career. Think about that. If he played right, if he didn't have the concussion issues and played another 5 years, let's assume even he retired at 33, he makes the Hall of Fame. No doubt in my mind. No doubt. Moving along here. But yeah, Tua, I firmly believe here, Alexander, I'll be on the record, Tua should not play another down of football. He's had concussion issues. He should not play another down of football. Any sort of concussion issue is completely on him. Yep. He understands the ramifications he had last year. I think he will have another concussion this year. He's just predisposed to it. Simple.
Injured his entire career of playing football.
I'm just talking about his life after football because.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying though he's an injury-prone player. He is. He's always hurt.
Drew said, "Nope, never mind. Ohtani on his contract this year. It all makes sense. Why he's been unreal. Oh, he was unreal the last 2 years too.
Well, you know what? Ask Aaron Judge how that's worked out.
Alexander says here, don't joke about another man's health, bro. It's all I'm saying. I'm a degenerate with a heart. So many cheese. Oh, God. Anthony Rizzi, Grumpy.
Hey, guys. I'm just at my wit's end with Lou and the Owls. I was so pissed I couldn't even post or call in yesterday. Yeah. And to make things worse, the comments and phone calls last night just has me beside myself with these fans. I can't believe to me last night I would say more than half were okay with it. Yeah, it's astounding.
No, it was probably like 3 or 4 people. 3 or 4 out of like 10 plus people. So maybe we're talking about like 20% of the fan base are okay with it.
It's astounding.
I will say 20% of our fan base, which is usually a very realistic fan portion of the fan base. We had about 30% of the realistic portion of the fan base who were okay with it, which is kind of a shock.
It wasn't the problem with the money; it's the term. To me, you shouldn't be giving away more than 2 or 3 years for any of those deals, except for Sorokin.
James F. Grumpy.
Pat Maroon was just traded to the Wild for a 2024 7th. Wow, they were able to get something when they move somebody.
They don't have to pay.
If he was on our team, no, they don't have to pay. Novel concept.
Drew apparently plays pool. He said, I'm starting to get pretty good at it. I just found my grip. I just got to get more accurate.
I think he needs 8-ball pool. He forgot to put the 8 in front of there.
Grumpy, do you like pool?
I used to play when I was younger. It's been forever since I played.
Grumpy would throw out his rotator cuff again. X.
I just going to say that Drew just says that he's found a good grip on his stick, I think is what he just said in that comment.
No. Oh, God.
I found my grip, and now I get to be more accurate.
Alexander says, Grumpy, Carolina has no goaltending.
Don't tell that to the Islanders.
Damn. The MLB draft is Sunday. I wish the Yankees had a first round pick to get that pitcher from LSU. Oh, the first pick. Oh, yeah. Paul Cenas or sickness. Sickness is
Skeens.
Milo Brownie says, "Oops, bodybuilder career. There's a difference." Yeah, I was about to say they do. A lot of bodybuilders die really young, and you see them like
they're
that.
all on the juice.
Well, yeah, and it causes the growth of everything. All of your internal organs continue to grow, and you get your heart becomes oversized. Everything becomes. That's why you get that bubble gut where it looks like they've got that six pack, but it looks like their stomach's protruding because all of the internal organs are continuing to grow, but they still have that six pack. So it's like the longer term they're on steroids like that, and they have to in order to compete. The shorter it makes their life. They understand what they're doing when they get into it, or they should. I hope they understand what they do.
They don't because they're young and they're not okay. Well, you know what? I'm young. It's fine.
I'm gonna live forever.
But all young people think like that. They all think like that. They think, they don't think about 40, 50 years down the line. They're just thinking now. Professional bodybuilding tournaments, shit. I mean, everyone's on it. James says the Rat song is so overplayed. Milton Berle was in the video because he was Steve Percy's uncle.
Alexander said he sent us some fan fights. We had covered, I think, at least two of them. I think we had covered both the fan fights you sent me, but I'll take another look at it before we end the show, Alexander. But I did see what you sent me, and I appreciate it. Goon. He
says that Milton Berle was the uncle of Rat's then manager, Marshall Berle. Right, TJ?
Sure, of course. Goon. I agree.
Alexander said the head-to-head matchup proved it, Grump, the Rangers versus the Islanders. Well, guess what? You got to beat other teams, too.
If this is not the pot calling the kettle black, Alexander says Blake Wheeler is old. He is. But here's the thing. People will be celebrating if we bring back Zach Parise at the age of like 37, 38 years old. People will celebrate that.
39. He'll be 39 next year.
39 years old. I mean, Blake Wheeler's 4 or 5 years younger than him. 4 or 5 years younger than him.
He's 36.
Is he really 36?
36.
Damn. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is not better than Scott Mayfield.
Oh, I disagree. He's exactly what this team needs.
He might not be better than them as a defenseman, but he's definitely more offensive-minded than Scott Mayfield is. Just make fun of Tua because everybody but you thinks he's a bad quarterback. Yeah. James F. says here, there was fan interference in a Mets game on Friday. It was ruled a ground rule double. So the runner on first was scored instead of being on third now. How is that? Even though it was reviewed. I'll try to pull that up here.
I think it's where you are once the ball is touched.
Yep.
And it's referee. It's the umpire's discretion if he would have scored regardless. Like if he was like halfway to third base when it was touched, they're going to give him that. I think he gets one extra base or whatever it is.
All right, I'm going to put this up here for us on screen. Grumpy, do you see the shirt I'm wearing, by the way?
Bucky's. It's a purple shirt. Oh, my God.
Bucky's! The Bucky Beaver, Grump! Your favorite. I'll be breaking all of these out when you're in town.
Hits that one down the left field line, and that may chunk in, and it does for a base hit. Nimmo to third. He's being waved around.
He shouldn't have scored from first on that one.
No.
They rule fan interference, and Nimmo's going to have to go back to third.
If the fan doesn't interfere, I think Sable gets to the ball and Nimmo doesn't score. Let's see. You can't. Oh, boy.
Oh, kid. Come on
It's
now.
interference. Now, it's up to the umpires to decide where to place the runners. It's not like a ball that bounces out of play, which is an automatic double, and you get two bases.
Oh, it's a Giant fan.
On fan interference,
Yeah,
it's up to the
Giants
umpires
fan.
to
There it
decide
is.
where to place the runners, and they are meeting right now in the middle of the infield
They
to try and
dump
make
beer on
that
'em.
determination.
You can't make that determination. Sable was right there. You don't know what the bounce would have been off the wall.
Let's see.
And they're going to give Nimmo home plate.
Oh, boy, that's going to get
Oh, Gabe Kapler's going to go ballistic.
That's a terrible call. That's terrible.
Fan interference double for McNeil, and Nimmo is awarded home plate despite the fan interference, scoring from first.
Okay.
Now the Giants are challenging the call. This is something that New York can overturn.
Oh, okay.
The placement of runners.
I don't know how they determine it because you can't see three things at once.
Pick up Sable.
We
here.
can because we're using this inset now to see where Nimmo was.
I'm sorry, you cannot give him any
He's
points.
halfway between second and third.
Sable's going to.
I'm about to say,
He
yeah,
wasn't halfway. He was maybe a step
Cut
or
that ball
two
off.
tops
Maybe.
past second.
I
I don't.
they
Still happy on the ruling.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner
They
scores.
weren't going to overturn it.
San Francisco will lose their challenge.
So yeah, it helped the Mets. Did the Mets win that game yesterday?
Oh, that was a Friday night game. I don't think they won Friday. They did win yesterday because they're undefeated in July.
Okay. They win. They didn't win on Friday. Let me.
All I'm saying is next inning starts when I'm San Francisco and I'm pitching and I'm the catcher. I'm intentionally missing catches. That's all I'm saying.
No, they want to lose in the game anyway on Friday, so it didn't
I
matter.
just intentionally start missing catches. Period.
Goon, Grumpy. I'll let you read this.
Why did Bauer throw a baby fit today? Another example of a bullet that the Mets somehow dodged.
No, it was. I didn't think he threw a baby fit at all. Here's the thing. Okay, he's used to playing at a professional level, and his fucking teammates are freaking slack assing. And I'm sure a little bit of that is like pay the fuck attention and wake the hell up. I'll let you watch what happens here. Now, again, I don't understand a single word that's on this screen. I don't know. I assume, they've given up 2 runs today. But are they bases loaded or bases are empty?
I think they're loaded. Looks like
they're orange, but maybe that means clear there. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, bases were loaded. Look at this shit. This is why he's getting pissed off. He heads into that. They give up 10 hits. My God.
Well, I don't know which team he's playing for.
He's playing for the team in white.
He's saying, "Wake up,
wake the fuck up."
Oh, he's playing for the team that has 0 hits, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that has 1 hit.
Okay.
He's telling them to wake the hell up. I mean, he's trying to help the team win the damn game because here's the thing, too. What the hell is this lazy fucking slug doing, barely making his way over there?
Oh, he would have made it there with plenty of time. I'm not blaming the first baseman on that.
He's telling him to get the fuck over there. That's what he's pointing at. I don't know. Here's the thing. Wake the hell up. You're freaking sleepwalking in the field. You're sleepwalking at the freaking plate. You've got 1 hit through 5 fucking innings. Wake the hell up. The thing looks like it's sold out. Maybe it's an important game for them. I don't know. But I don't have any problem.
Like it's an important game. They got 1 hit.
That's my thing. I don't have any problem at all with players doing shit like that because it's needed. It's the same thing like when Tom Brady does shit like that to players, and same thing with Cristiano. Sometimes team needs to wake the hell up because people are just like so comfortable and complacent with what's happening, and the only thing that's going to get them to wake the hell up is just a freaking person yelling and screaming, "Wake the fuck up!"
Yeah, Grump. Think about it. It would be like a right tackle halfway blocking, but then getting to the guy and knocking him down. Brady would be yelling at him.
No. What I'm saying is, the first baseman would have been there.
But he was jogging.
He's loafing. It's the reason he's loafing to first base, just like they're loafing at their at-bats, which is why they have 1 fucking hit.
Okay.
Wake the fuck up. That's what it is. I mean, like, come on, dude. Wake up.
I didn't get to see him watch the whole time, but I mean, I thought it was much
There's
ado about
nothing more aggravating than when you see your teammates who you can visibly see are not putting 100% effort in, and it's causing your team to suck ass.
When you're freaking defense team through 6 innings, that's pretty shitty.
No, I think they're through 5. They're at the bottom of the 6th.
Oh,
it's like you see, but still, 1 hit through 5 innings. You know what? This game looks important. It looks sold out. Hey, there's more fans in the stands than watching Shohei Ohtani. Maybe Shohei Ohtani should go back to Japan. He'll be able to sit in front of more fans. If
Trevor Bauer's Ichiban, number 1.
You know what? At this pace, don't stick with the Angels. Just go back to Japan. You'll have more fans who are watching, or go to the Mets. I don't know. Honestly, if you went to the Dodgers, I think if he went to the Dodgers, watch the hell out. Could you imagine him with the Dodgers there, Ohtani?
Yeah, I think that's a good move for them.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with the little. I mean, like, he got a little pissed off. I don't have an issue with it. Here you go, Grumpy. Goon.
Is Marcus Stroman a likable fellow?
I don't know.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know why he's even getting involved in something like that. Just why?
Okay, holy shit. Hold on. Oh my God. So this happened. Hold on a second. This happened earlier on in the game with the Trevor Bauer as well. Now, this is kind of funny. Grumpy, we're going to need your eyes and attention for this one, my friend.
Jesus Christ, just roll it, will you please?
And now this is earlier that inning. There's men on first and second. I'll let you watch. He doesn't get too happy with the defense, I'll be honest.
He doesn't look like a power hitter, this guy.
This guy looks like a slap hitter just based off of his stance. I don't know how much power you can get like that.
Oh my God.
Look at this. You look at this. This happened. Look at this shit. If I'm Trevor Bauer, I'm yelling at I'm yelling at my teammates who look lazy as fuck to wake up is right. Holy shit. That is a routine out, and we're just fucking sleepwalking through the inning. Just like we're sleepwalking through at bats.
I'll tell you what. Little league teams that I have managed run that play better than they did defensively. Seriously.
That was bad.
Oh my God.
Now it makes sense as to why he was yelling, "Wake up."
Jesus Christ.
Throw the ball. What the hell is he waiting for?
Look at this shit.
But the guy, no, there's nobody at second, though.
I was about to say.
Why is the third baseman even there?
What the hell are you doing here, buddy? Get your ass on second base.
No, that's the shortstop.
The shortstop's already shifted. The shortstop shifted. Hold on. It's such a cluster. This is the shortstop. Here's the shortstop trotting his way down there. He goes now to third base. He's over here. This is where the shortstop is now. He's going back to the catcher. You have both. Hold on. You've got the first baseman, the pitcher, Trevor Bauer, and the shortstop who are going to be covering home plate. Yeah, and you've got your second baseman who the hell knows where.
First baseman, what the hell is he doing? All the outfielders are in the infield.
Holy shit.
Oh, my God. It's terrible.
I would be a little upset with that, too. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Sometimes players need to be – sometimes your teammates need a guy. Just like I've always said with the Islanders, sometimes you need an asshole in the room to wake the freaking team up.
Not one bit. Not one bit. I'd be pissed as hell, my team, if they did some shit like that.
James F. here.
Am I reading this comment? I like the K-Rod show.
You're not paying attention, Grumpy? Yes.
I like the K-Rod show doing the Sunday night baseball better than the other guys on ESPN.
There it is. Alexander talking about Tua's not that bad of a quarterback. Look at the numbers, bro. If you watch him and saw him and you think otherwise, obviously you didn't see what I text you, bro. You can also say the same thing about every quarterback, Son X. If you've not been, you don't have a supporting cast, then you will suck.
Not true.
Trevor Lawrence, he didn't have the greatest wide receivers.
You want to know who else didn't have the greatest wide receivers? The greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. That's who.
Sure.
Alexander says,
Ham and Eggers. Pierre Engvall could have played wide receiver for the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they still would have won Super Bowls because Tom Brady was that good.
Oh, God. Alexander says, TJ Grump in college, he never had a concussion problem until this point. The physical injuries, yes, but not a concussion problem.
He's injury prone. Based
off of him, I'm not even going to go into it. I believe has he had undiagnosed concussions in college? Probably yes. Who knows? That's just my gut feeling. The Braves got eight All-Stars. Absolutely ridiculous.
James, we're not allowed to talk about that.
We talked about it a lot last week. And
not allowed to talk about it, James.
Grumpy didn't have a fucking issue at all with it last week. Do you have an issue with it, Grumpy? 8 Braves on the start in the lineup for the All-Star game. 8 Braves. They just pretty much said the entire Braves roster come on over. Come on down, the entire Atlanta Braves. Dun, 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 dun.
Grumpy might be disconnected if he makes a comment on this.
We've already been gotten our running orders from the tyrant. We are not allowed to talk about that today. Not allowed to talk about any of the substitutes or any of that. So sorry, we cannot cover that today.
Okay, Grumpy. Fair enough. You don't want to have a comment on it. That's fine. Is Charleston shoe better frozen or served at room temperature?
Frozen.
I want to say frozen also.
Charleston Chew's gonna bust your teeth frozen.
No.
Yeah, hold on. They're the ones like marshmallow with a little chalk on the outside, right?
Yeah, but it's not marshmallow.
Yeah, it's not marshmallow. It's more of a
fluff.
I think it's better frozen also.
It's frozen is better.
Okay, I like them just normal.
And the way you eat, do you even use your teeth?
You just swallow them like pills.
He eats like a damn snake. He just opens up, detaches his lower jaw, and the food just slides right in, right down into his area.
You see you do the throat up like that, the chin up with the
That's how it goes. Just
hold on, David. Do it one more time so we can get it better. Somebody can crop.
Somebody click that shit.
Nick, be quiet.
That's what it's like.
Okay. Somebody will have a chance to clip that, I hope. Alexander
How
says,
else can you eat a double stacker from Burger King, 3/4 of it before you realize that, hey, I didn't want stacker sauce. This has stacker sauce on it.
Show us how he can do it, Grump. Show us again.
I've already showed it numerous times.
Alexander says, if you saw the jump that Tua took from year 2, then you'll think otherwise. Obviously, Grumpy and TJ don't watch the Dolphins game. I do. I watch it.
I do watch the Dolphins games. He had weapons. They were wide open.
Correct. Yeah.
He's not a great thrower of the ball.
He took jiu-jitsu to learn how to fall.
Yeah,
whatever the hell he was taking, it's not going to
work.
Him fall.
It's not going to work.
James F. Grumpy.
You guys think Alvarez has got a good future with the Mets, or will he be sent down and traded in the future? He's going to play for a while. I've not been super impressed with him. Catching or hitting. He's got power, but, you can't hit 200. I don't like guys with 200.
It's still early yet. It's going to take him a while.
It is.
James, he's not going anywhere, says Alexander. And so Aaron Rodgers had multiple concussions. So should he retire too?
I don't remember Rodgers having a whole bunch of concussions.
I don't know. And here's the thing. He maybe had a concussion too. I definitely remember he's had a concussion that one time where it's the meme where he's like looking dazed and confused, like he got his ass lit up. But I don't know how many concussions he's had. Tua obviously had a few in 1 year time frame. So, Goon says, Son X, should I go Betty Bye now, or should I burn the midnight oil?
Stay up with us. Burn the midnight oil. Rodgers has had 2 concussions.
Okay, across his entire career, as much as Tua had like in a 2-week time period. So, that's the difference of it. Mayfield is Bobby Orr come playoff time. And I hate Mayfield, is what Andrew L. said.
Okay.
My comment didn't post. My bodybuilding comment was I asked if you guys saw the Arnold documentary. He spoke candidly. It was very interesting. I have not seen the Arnold documentary.
I've seen it. It was good. It was good. Really good. Really good. I mean, you learn some things that I think a lot of Americans need to learn.
What's that? What was he talking about?
Just watch it.
Can you not give us a synopsis there, Grumpy?
Work ethic, and just because somebody, his parents are tough on him, but it made him the person that he was, not worried about feelings all the time, let's power through, stuff like that. Good. Those are good life skills to have. Yeah, it was very good. And he took full, he didn't spare himself. A lot of these documentaries, you see them trying to explain away their own foibles and mistakes. Not him. Not at all. Very true to himself. Good for him.
Andrew said he was telling the first baseman to stop because he was taking it himself. Yeah. Tony Cheese says Alex is very attached to Tua. I agree.
He is very attached to him.
Andrew said that's how I imagine TJ playing baseball. All of the errors, I guess.
No, just running around, yelling at people.
Ugh. No, Tony. I just think he wrongly gets killed for no reason to it. No, he deserves to be. He's not a good Alex, he's not a good quarterback. Oh, if you had Josh Allen or you had Justin Herbert, I'll say, for example, you guys have a legitimate chance to win Super Bowls. You don't, though. You've got the shittier selection. You've got the lesser of the 2 picks. That's simple. Breaking news. Dolphins just gave Tua a 10-year, $0 extension. Holy shit. What a freaking deal. So next, are you kidding me? Trevor Lawrence has better receiving core than the Dolphins the first 2 years of Tua's career. Tua had Bowden Jr., Devontae Parker, who's pretty good, Matt Collins, Albert Wilson. Okay.
Jacksonville had no one the first year
like
of his career.
Agnew or something like that. Like they didn't have anybody his first year with a shittier head coach. Trevor Lawrence is a much better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa.
Chark was his first year. That was like the big wide out.
And DJ Chark was hurt most of the year.
Yeah.
He's on bouncing around all over the damn league now.
Here's the thing. Tua is
the Panthers now, I think, right?
Yeah.
Best case scenario, Tua is like between numbers 16 to 25. I think he's on the lower end to that, probably like closer to 23, 24. He's awful. Best case scenario, he's an average QB.
Has Miami made a playoff game since he's been there?
They lost in the first round last year, right? Did they win a playoff game last year?
No, I think they played Buffalo in the first round, didn't they?
Okay, they got the boot. I don't remember. Andrew L. Grumpy.
Lou would give Tua 7 years. No, he'd probably give him 8.
Oh, man. They said, we got to trade for this guy Tua early so we can give him the 8-year special. Yeah, they wound up losing to
Buffalo, right?
Man, I'm looking back. Yeah, they lost to Buffalo in wild card round. They lost 34-31. Yeah. And Buffalo, even though it was 34-31, I thought Buffalo dominated that game, but I guess not. Daniel Jones had a far worse receiving core last year, and look at what he did. Tua's not that guy. I'm sorry. Till he proves me wrong, he's not the guy. Daniel Jones is not the guy either. Daniel Jones is not the guy, just like Tua's not the guy.
No.
The version of the guys are so finite, so small of a number of players can actually be the guy.
Do you want to know who else didn't think that Tua was the guy? The Miami Dolphins. When they were tampering with Tom Brady at the age of 44 years old to come play with them. They knew he wasn't the guy. Yeah. Why else are you chasing after, even though Brady's great, 44 years old? Why would you chase a 44-year-old over a 24-year-old?
When you have a guy who's in the prime of his career.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Oh no, Robertson's pitching in the ninth. The Mets are up 8-4. And then Drew says here, the thing is Tua though is that he actually used his legs more. He'd be a serviceable quarterback. Problem is, for some reason, he just thinks he's a pocket passer quarterback when he's not. The reason he sits in a pocket is because anytime he gets touched, he breaks a limb or tears something or gets a concussion. He can't leave the pocket because he's terrified of what the ramifications are from playing a man's game when having he's got a glass jaw is the nicest way to put it.
I just say this to Alexander. Every time he gets sacked, don't you hold your breath?
That's not good, by the way.
I mean, that's the way he is. There's some guys you watch him.
Think in your mind, get up, get up, get up.
That's right. That tells you all you need to know. Get up. That was the one thing. Guys who play a long time, they don't have injury. They don't have injury histories.
Correct.
They don't. That's why they play so long.
It was the same, totally different position, but it was the same thing with Gronk. Every time Gronk got hit, you'd think, get up. He was another guy injured all the time.
Right.
The only difference is he was probably one of the best, if not the best tight end in the history of the sport. But, I mean,
preach, X, preach.
No, Gronk is really good. The only other player who I think might be better than him is Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's phenomenal.
Travis Kelce doesn't block.
He does not block, but I'm saying.
Okay, that's the difference. Travis Kelce's a wide receiver.
Yes, he's a wide receiver that plays tight end.
Yeah, he's a wide receiver.
I just found out a fan fell in the stands on the field of the Mets game. Put up that video. I'm not sure I want to be unless did they walk it off, James? Let me know how that goes.
Yeah, he walked off. He's fine.
Okay.
Grump
Mets win a series. There it is. Still perfect in July. Okay. Here we go, Grumpy. All righty. Let's take a look here at that Mets fan here. You know what I forgot to mention? Because we won't be happy 4th of July, everyone. I was about to say we won't have a show. This is, I guess, our 4th of July show. So
You're not having a show on Thursday?
Well, I mean, it'll be after the 4th of July.
Oh,
do you want to wish somebody happy 4th of July?
That's true.
What the hell is this? They're posting a hit probability. Holy shit. Man, the nerds have taken over the game of baseball.
Break, too. He kind of froze immediately.
Somebody fell? Somebody's on the field in center field.
Looks like he may have fallen over the fence. He's got his hands up. It's not looking to cause any problems, but
I wonder if they kicked him out of the game.
I come running over at him. Yeah, guys, I got hurt. I don't know what happened. Look at them all
security
coming
here at Citi Field.
Now they're going to be Billy Badasses over here.
That's right, because the guy's not fighting back.
So he hurt himself as well.
Yeah. That looks like a souvenir cup right there. Maybe he had a
Over the
few
railing.
brewskis.
Oh, man.
He's probably drinking and was late. He was probably sitting on there. Woo-hoo, he did a little header. I wish we would have seen that.
Yeah, that's
Damn it, they're not going to show us the replay.
Yeah, he put his hands up saying, look, I'm not trying to be on the field for any.
Yeah, all of a sudden you got 40 of them over there. If there's a fan fight in the stands, you don't see anybody.
Yeah, they're so terrified. Oh, man, I want to see him falling.
Oh, it's after the fact.
He probably broke his little nose, I'll tell you that much.
He was holding his nose.
Oof. People threw napkins at his face as he was bleeding. Look at this shit. The fan falling site. Okay. I don't think we're going to see anything of this. Okay. Well, did do a little fall, but he ended up okay, which is always nice. Hold on. We got a few comments about Charleston shoes. Tua actually put up better numbers than Daniel Jones. They're both not good.
Yeah, okay. Who's a better quarterback?
Maybe Tua.
You know what? I don't know.
I think Daniel Jones is a bottom 10 QB in the league. I think
who's going to stay healthy for longer?
Daniel Jones.
Who's going to fumble the football more? Daniel Jones.
I mean,
both are not the guy.
He was better last year, though. But I bet you Daniel Jones has a longer playing career than Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tua's career might be over next year.
If he gets hurt again, I think his career will be over.
They're
If
not
he gets
even
another concussion, he should retire.
They didn't even know if they were going to pick up the 50-year option on Tua. It's like, because he's an injury risk. That's his biggest problem. We talked about it draft night when he came out. This guy's a freaking injury risk.
Hold on, JP. Look at this comment.
You can suck the Charleston chew frozen. Chocolate melts first, and then the frozen nougaty stuff is wonderful after. No comment.
Next.
I'm talking about sucking Charleston chews. Oh boy, LOL. Yeah,
yeah, I was about to say.
I didn't want to comment, but thank you. At least you did on yourself. That's cool.
There it is. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to.
Only on this show.
I can't even remember.
You get.
I can't even remember the last time I'd seen a Charleston shoe. Where the hell would you guys even buy that? Maybe like online or something?
5 and 10 store, I guess.
I think the Warden got us some one time. That was the only time I
really.
ever.
What the hell? The Warden's not giving me any Charleston shoe. She can't send me a Charleston shoe over here.
Because here's the thing:
you ate the package and all.
That's right. She doesn't want you to choke on the wrapper.
Huh, there it is. Drew.
Drew says Danny would have thrown for way more touchdowns if he had Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki.
Okay. Think about this. Alexander, you're bragging about Tua throwing for 25 touchdowns with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill as his two main wideout threats, with Gesicki as well. Think about that. 8 interceptions, 3,500 passing yards with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Okay, but he missed quite a bit of time.
That just comes in the territory of who Tua is, though.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but the long story short, how many games did he play?
I can tell you that.
I don't
I think
even
he
know.
only missed 2 games.
Really? I
thought
thought
about last year.
I thought he only played like 10. He missed the whole.
Last year he played 13 games.
So
Thank you, X. Thank you, X. This X he's lickety split on the spot over there, DJ. You trying to say I can't do things. X is so much better than you. It's scary.
Here's the thing. A normal co-host would be able to pull up. So like X is doing the job that I hope
I have a little ESPN thing pulled up. So
here's the thing. No, here's the thing. When I try to do that, you belittle me and run me down for doing it and make fun of me doing it.
I beat you to it, and I could go ahead and do that blindfolded and beat you to it because it takes you. Grumpy, this is what you do. Grumpy, when you have to do that, you go like this.
You know what, Son X does?
With one finger. I still can't believe you type like a caveman with one finger, Grumpy. You still do the one
two fingers, one on each hand. Not one finger.
The fact that this man made it through a job, it's nuts there with computers. Oh God,
I'm good at it. All I got to say is, Son X, outstanding job. You showed up TJ once again, X.
I'm glad he's able to do that. Thank you. Thank you for doing something that you're supposed to do. Thank you.
X needs more responsibility on this show.
Good. I'm ready to lump it on his ass. Ready to take on responsibility there, X, or ready to lump it on you?
I'll be Mr. Lookup.
No, you're gonna be your job is gonna be Mr. Prepare. You could prep the podcast for us every week from now on.
You can look up all the things, X.
No.
That keeps the show moving.
Alexander.
Not when
Grumpy.
TJ's bumbling all over it.
Alexander Grumpy.
Daniel Jones, Drew, wouldn't have thrown more than Parker.
I don't even know what that means.
Wouldn't have thrown more with Parker because
Parker couldn't stay on the
cut
field.
that comment off. Okay, thank you.
Couldn't stand the field. Drill said Gesicki is far superior than what Daniel Jones had last year. Now with Waller, I expect him to throw close to 4. Hold on.
No,
it goes from bad to worse.
Okay, you know what it's like? I'm going to bring it down to hockey parlance. It's like arguing the Islanders or the Detroit Red Wings. It doesn't matter.
Or, yeah, I was about to say, neither team are winning the Stanley Cup next year. It's just like, oh, yeah, I think Dylan Larkin's the best player that's ever played. No, it's Matt Barzal. They're both not the best guys. Honestly, no, let me take it one step below. It's like arguing Anders Lee or arguing Andrew Kopp for Detroit. That's what it's like, saying those guys are legit players, and they're both just freaking ham and eggers.
Ham and eggers. They're jobbers.
It's not even
jabronis.
15. That's right. Andrew says 2 is not even top 15. I agree. The 30 for 30 documentary on Ric Flair definitely is very honest as well. Be the man. You got to beat the man. Woo!
Yeah, I think Ric Flair still struggles with being honest about himself.
James F says here.
And he's a nice guy when you meet him in person. He really is.
Yeah, I've met him before.
Guys, you guys see the new teams that got uniforms? The Donkeys, the Cardinals, the Panthers, and the Eagles. I thought the Lions also did.
I haven't looked at them yet.
I haven't seen the new uniforms.
The Lions helmets are like what their old logo used to be, not just was ever on their helmet, but like when you saw Detroit, it's interesting. You should look it up.
Alexander said they didn't hesitate to pick up his option.
They did. There was internal discussions on that if they were going to pick it up.
Okay.
Daniel Jones, the ultimate fantasy sleeper. Oof. I'll be drafting him. Good for you, Drew.
Enjoy, my friend.
Draft him in the first round.
I'll wait. Once they'll have it closer to the season, all the new updated uniforms. But here we go.
They put out a video on it, I think, yesterday.
Okay. Well, we'll say that for next one because I couldn't locate it just with a quick search.
Big Islanders fan says that poor GM that has to fix Lou's mess. It's going to be hard to find a new GM when Lou is done. It is. They might as well hire one now because here's the thing. At least when he goes for his next job, he could say, hey, look at the circumstances I picked up. I took a team worse than an expansion team from the 1970s.
Shit. Man, we are here at the end of the show today. Grumpy and Senex, what do you want to say before we wrap things up?
I want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens and even those who don't, as well as happy 4th of July from TJ, the grumpy old man, and Senex.
And Senex, what do you want to say before we wrap things up here today?
I just want to thank everybody for coming out and listening. Had a great podcast with you guys. And make sure to tune in. I think it's either usually 1 or 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
The hot dog eating contest on
ESPN.
Will Joey Chestnut be able to win another mustard yellow Nathan's hot dog belt?
I think it's 12 o'clock, isn't it?
That's what I thought.
2 p.m. 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
I looked it up earlier today. Give me a sec here.
They have the Pepto-Bismol pink for the women's and the mustard yellow for the men's.
Oh, God. Holy shit. No, I'm sorry. It starts at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It ends at 1 p.m. So they do like all of like the come-ups and like the introductions, everything like that on 4th of July. That is a fan favorite. The Glizzy Dog Contest.
I think the actual time that they started is like 12.
12. Because they do an hour of introductions.
Yeah. Or, backstories, all that stuff.
I like it. You've got to tune in. So you have to tune in at 11. Hold on. Yes, Andrew, this is a good question. Why did I not determine to join the hot dog eating contest?
Because he's got to eat the buns too.
I could do that. You know what? I'm going to start training for next year.
I don't know. The way Grumpy reenacted you eating food, I would say Grumpy wouldn't be too bad at that hot dog eating contest.
Oh, God.
No, my hot dog eating contest days are long over.
Grumpy and you, L. Do you know what Rob? Let me pull up what Rob Tao tweeted here. God, how do you spell his last name, Grumpy? I'm not looking at it.
Taubs or Taub. I don't know. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
Rob Tao.
He said, I find it comical when some say that Lou isn't going to leave the Islanders in a positive spot once he decides to retire. Yet he's locked up Sorokin, Barzal, Horvat, and Pelech and Pulak with 8-year deals. Okay, well, he hasn't locked up Pelech and Pulak with an 8-year deal, so that's just not correct. That's 90% of the most important players the organization's core.
They're not that good.
Holy
Honestly, with the exception of Barzal and Sorokin, those other guys didn't deserve those type of deals.
He's just dumb. It's a stupid
team. He's not very good.
He's a guy around my age who just is used to freaking loser teams. So making the postseason is a fucking success, and it's disgusting.
And we talked with somebody last night.
I knew. Here's the thing, Grumpy. You can't Grumpy over there. Yesterday, Grumpy read a comment. He's like, "That's just a stupid comment. That's just a dumb comment." And I'm like, that's like, you have a call-in show, Grumpy, when you're just talking about shitting on somebody's comment. I'm like, you're gonna call in, and it's like, this guy's over here.
Hey, there's no shame in his game because he's always the same. It's in the title.
It was a dumb comment, though, when you're trying to compare Seattle's situation to the Islanders. Just
Vegas situation to the Islanders.
Vegas, whatever. Seattle's
in the cup.
Yeah, he is nuts. Absolutely nuts there, big Islander fan.
He's a bootlicker.
Jesus Christ. And then, here you go. James F. Grumpy.
I went to that hot dog eating contest. It took forever waiting in line in the hot sun to start. Never again will I ever go. Not worth going. Better to watch on TV. It absolutely is better to watch on TV.
You get all the background stories too when you're watching on TV. It's definitely a TV type of thing.
7-Eleven has Charleston chews on Long Island. Like I said, you can get it I'm surprised Buc-ee's doesn't have it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think they might sell them at the dollar store.
There you go.
Well, the dollar store doesn't actually have a lot of dollar items. They have dollar or around dollar prices.
That's Dollar General.
Dollar General has that. If you go to Dollar Tree, everything there is $1.
Okay. Well, we're here at the end. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the show. Tune in at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to the hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July. Make sure you set your alarm clocks. Make sure you're up. X is going to be down on some glizzy dogs just to go ahead and get into the spirit of.
More importantly, listen to this show. I don't give a shit if you watch the hot dog eating contest.
Watch them both. That's what you need to do. We'll have an in-depth breakdown on Thursday's podcast of Glizzy Guzzler, Joey Chestnut, and his competition. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you guys Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, Grumpy and Son X.
No problem.